Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is scarier than any Rocky Horror Show, Dan Ryan.
I don't know if it's just not very scary. It's weird.
It's really not. Yeah.
But it's not scary.
It's Halloween, or at least it will be by the time you hear this. What are we going to do about that? You'll find out. Do you have any good podcast topic ideas? If so, send them quick because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Hi, everyone. This is episode 590. It's the week of October 31st, 2025, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the hell else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, Dan, how's it going?
Oh, boy. It's going. So I'm currently trying to, and I can't do it. Pen comes down the other day, and she's like, Dad, when do you get paid? And I was like, Friday. Why? And she was like, I found this really awesome Halloween vest, and I want it. I was like, okay, how much is it? And she was like, it's only $7. And I went, what could you possibly be fucking looking at? And she sent me the link, and if you can imagine your maybe kindergarten teacher or your first grade teacher from the 80s wearing a Halloween fabric vest that they probably made themselves, that's got a barn on the front and a tree and some pumpkins coming out, and it says Pumpkin Patch Farms on it, and then it's got a different pattern on the back and a different pattern inside, and yeah, that's what my kid wants. And I was like, I mean, if it's still there on Friday, I guess I'll buy it for you. It's $7 with $1.29 shipping. That seems fair. And she was like, I mean, I can message the seller and ask him to hold it. And indeed they did, because I just clicked on the link to try and buy it, and it says reserved, 2 days left. I can't buy it. Pen has to buy it for herself with my card. Like, God damn it.
A sub $10 vest is nothing to shake a stick
I mean,
at.
it's not.
Can I get the link?
So, I mean, I'm going to take... You can't have the link. I'm trying to buy this for my kid, man.
I just want to see the picture.
I'm
not going to buy it.
I currently have my phone up, and I'm taking a picture, and I am just going to post it in the SAG Discord with no context.
Without comment.
With zero context or comment. Okay. It is now posted. So there it is. Everybody,
boy.
Right? Like a 60-year-old in 1984 would have worn to their kindergarten classroom. Or not even sure. Like a 70-year-old. It's horrendous.
I mean, we have our episode art. That's definitely going to be the episode art now.
So I was going to try and do that while we were talking, and now I got to message my kid that I can't buy it because she reserved it.
Fantastic.
But I will go up and buy it later. Yeah, so that's what I got going on. Halloween vests that will now make sense to everybody in the Discord a week later.
That's just marvelous. I love everything about this.
Yeah. It's been a week, Kris. As we were talking before we started, I've been angry, I've been annoyed, I've been very frustrated this week. Just the whole state of literally everything has just set me on edge. And yeah, it's it hasn't been great. The trying to set up food donations and food as we've talked about on the show, the neighborhood that I work in is a very poor neighborhood. It's a very impoverished neighborhood. And if things continue to go the way that they are, then a lot of the people in the neighborhood in which I work are going to be hit very, very hard by the continued government shutdown. A lot of them are on SNAP benefits and all of those things. They are going to be hungry. So through the place that I work, trying to set up like a neighborhood food pantry type thing where people can just come get food. Like they don't have to be associated with our business. They can, it's just, if you need food, come get food. Like trying to go through the logistics of setting that kind of thing up. Tiff is setting one up through her job, because often when we find ourselves in these kinds of situations, people have to make a choice. Do I feed my family or do I feed my pets? And guess who never gets picked? The fucking pets. Right? No, fuck the families. 100%. They are
Michael Jordan
pricks.
once said, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. $100. No, so like Tiff is setting up like a food drive at her office where if you're not a client of our vet, but your cat needs food, like come get some fucking food, like just trying to help and be out. And it's just a very frustrating week.
'Tis indeed. Yeah.
So.
Karen was furloughed. We think she's going to be again. So like her contract was funded through the end of October.
Right.
And I think what we think happened was
they don't know how to look at a calendar.
Well, the company was just like, well, we could have this money if we tell everyone to stop working. So we're going to just nip this in the bud now. And then we have money. And then they were like, oh no, how do we finish the projects that we're currently working on with no people? We should call everybody back. So they're probably going to have everybody back, finish their projects, and then everybody's going to be furloughed again, like end of next week. That's our guess, because where else would the money be coming from?
Right. Wonderful.
So, it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out. We'll find out where life takes us in in a week or so. Because I don't see this ending anytime soon. There doesn't seem to be any motivation to end things. But that's a podcast for a different podcast.
Certainly.
I mean, we've got plenty of horrible stuff to talk about.
Do we?
Rhymes with Schmicrosoft.
Yeah. Oh boy.
In week old news.
Yeah.
Boy, some of my favorite headlines this week are just the unmitigated gall of that company right now, but we'll get there.
They've been on one, as the as the kids say, or the people say. I don't know. Somebody says it.
The purples.
The purples.
So let's see. We don't actually have a topic for tonight.
We don't.
We were gonna figure out a topic, and then my week's been pretty busy, and Dan's week's been pretty busy, and we just never figured out a topic. So I don't know. It's Halloween, so let's. I honestly have no idea. I know we had a very interesting conversation in the Discord that we're not going to dedicate much time to, because Dan and I both promised to give this our attention and give it a fair shake, and I believe the two of us did. We had a listener jump into the Discord about, I think we were talking about it last week or the week before, because that's how time works with this podcast. We recorded a week ahead of time. Here we go. Found it.
Okay.
All right. Richie Rich posted in the Discord. Oh, good. I can also post this here. Forgot the Discord existed. Dear Dan and Kris, on your latest podcast, you exposed your ignorance when it comes to the purpose of scalpers. What impressed me was the sincerity you showed when you requested someone educate you on the matter and alleviate you of that ignorance. And whereas I am not the one to do it, I am including a link to the man who can. And although it's titled for one type of scalper, the fundamental logic holds true for all types of scalpers. The link is an audio chapter from a book that could possibly cure even more of your ignorance, but I will leave the further learning to you. I wish you the best, Rich.
To which I replied, I appreciate the attempt that was made at bridging this conversation. My interest in being given a legitimate reason is sincere. It remains sincere. However, the condescension was noted and unappreciated. Because I know, and look, we play characters on this show a little bit. At least I do. I certainly am not 100% actual me on the show. It's a little bit more whatever. But man, like, maybe we've been condescending before on the show. I know we've been condescending before on the show. But if you're going to approach a conversation, that's not the best way to start. It's not the best way to start.
Right. It did, I wasn't immediately, let's see, I wasn't immediately like, okay, but I did, took a step back and approached it with an open mind. I responded, thanks for sending this. I'm always open to learning new perspectives. I will say that I'm about halfway through and I vehemently disagree with just about every point I've heard so far. I promise to give it a fair shake and we'll talk about it on the show this week. Richie Rich then got into it with several of the other people in the Discord.
Yeah.
And then we learned about the Walter Block person that we were listening to, and any real sense of credibility kind of went out the window rather quickly once we learned a bit more about who this person is and why he believes the things that he does. This was a week ago at this point. I don't remember every point that he made, but I remember the entire thing sounding like high school debate team level of intelligence.
Well, the discussion started with a Webster's dictionary definition, which is about as childish a way to begin a debate or an educational diatribe, whatever he was trying to do in this chapter. And I understand he's a professor and all of those things, and he's got the little DR next to his name. And you know what? If I went back to school for a couple more years, I could also have the DR next to my name, because I have a couple masters at this point. I'm pretty smart. I don't play smart on the podcast, but I am. That doesn't make him an expert on this. This book that he wrote, Defending the Undefensible, is just, as was pointed out in the Discord, it is the 1976 equivalent of rage bait, of trolling. It's 100% what it was. This guy started as a philosophy student, me too, and then went on to get involved in economics. There was more discussion in the Discord, and there's a little bit of a breakdown later on in our chat, going back and forth about economics. And while I agree that I am not an economics professional, I'm also not a fucking moron. And the number one takeaway that I had from this particular chapter in the book was that, because it was talking about tickets to a baseball game, right?
For $5.
For $5, right? So tickets for a baseball game being $5. And during the regular season, that those tickets, the 20,000 people in the stadium buy those tickets for $5, and all of that is fine because that's what those tickets are worth, and yada, 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 right? But for the important game, the number of people who want to go see that game are now 30,000 people instead of the regular 20,000 people. 10,000 more people want to go see that game, and now there are not enough seats available. So where the scalper provides a service is that they adjust the market value of the ticket to what it should be, because as he does rightfully point out in this chapter, if baseball stadiums and movie houses and, I mean, I was going to say concert venues, but no, that's wildly out of control now. But if the entire economy that we participate in operated as a free market, a la the stock market, right? Where the prices of things fluctuated perhaps by the minute, right? We would have a fucking nightmare society. And as he says in the chapter, if movie houses charged more money, I think he said for The Godfather was his example, because it's a better movie than something else that came out around that time, people would rightfully be pissed off. There is an expectation of the cost to entertainment entity ratio, right? If I'm going to the movies, I expect it to be this certain amount, no matter what movie is showing, whether the movie's great or the movie sucks. Then the argument was then made that the scalper provides the service of allowing the ticket to be sold for a higher value, because that is what the fair market price of that thing is. Which to that response, or to that line of thinking, my response is, fuck off. Not only rich people get to enjoy things.
Yeah, my biggest complaint with that entire situation while I was listening to it is that it's his view is basically just pure capitalism. Kindness, morality, a sense of community, what's good for people involved has zero bearing on any of it.
Right.
So, as far as I'm concerned, the entire argument is intrinsically wrong, because pure capitalism is, in my opinion, intrinsically wrong. So, determining the value, rich people have servants that can go and do these things for them.
Yeah.
So, therefore, scalpers are providing a no. The scalpers bought the thing so that they could make money off of something else. Like, they provided no value in the creation of that thing. They are inserting themselves as a middleman to make money off of a thing by creating scarcity. That's the entire purpose of it. It's how can I make more money that without actually adding anything to society. Any argument about them making things more fair because people can't take off work to go wait in line for something, you're not taking into consideration, well, maybe those people wanted it more, and also life's not fair. Yeah, it sucks that this person might not be able to go to a concert because they weren't able to take off work that day to go wait in line to get tickets to see that concert. But you know what? That's fucking life. That's
life.
Not that is unfortunate, but it is a part of life, and the people that can do that from time to time, they have that special experience of waiting in line to do that. But the person who then bought the ticket from the scalper, they spent more money than it was worth, and the only reason they were able to do that is because they had more money in the first place. So, like, poor people are not able to pay scalper prices. Look at the PlayStation 5. What did scalpers add to the PlayStation 5?
Literally nothing.
Absolutely
nothing.
Nothing of value. All it was the PlayStation 5 is more expensive. The people who want it to play it, most of them were unable to get it for ages, because so many of those systems were bought up for the sole purpose of a person that has no interest in playing it, buying it, and then making money off of it, off of somebody that has a whole lot of interest in playing it or wants it as a status symbol. Like, all that is negativity. Mm-hmm. There is no thought for the actual enjoyment of the product. The purpose of the product is now being completely ignored in favor of pure greed. Capitalist greed. That's the entire argument that this person made, was all based on pure, unadulterated greed. And it has no value. None of the points that this guy made that I listened to, not a single one, were so just disgusting to me. And like, okay, it doesn't necessarily, I don't know why morality shouldn't factor into any of this. I don't know why anyone would look at the scalping of Pokemon cards are impossible to buy right now. Kids used to just 2 years ago. Kids used to be able to
You
go to
just go
ShopRite
buy
and
Pokemon cards.
buy a pack of Pokemon cards for $4 or $5. You can't do that anymore. Kids, right? The intended audience, the purpose of these cards, the intended audience of the art of the everything, right? It's all capitalist. It's there to make money, but it's also there to have this sense of community so that kids can get the cards and collect them and trade them and play the game. That is the intended purpose. But now, no one can buy those cards because the scalpers have cut everything off right at the knees. Now they get all the cards, and the only way to get new packs of Pokemon cards is to pay 3-4 times the market value. Right. The intended value, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, not specifically market value, because fuck off with your market value nonsense.
Right.
The manufacturer sets a suggested retail price. And if somebody wants to charge more for that, that's their prerogative. But generally speaking, the unspoken rule around all of this is you want to try to sell this for that price because that's a fair price for it. And the point is that a kid should be able to spend their money to get a pack of fuckmothering cards. But now they can't do that. If I want the new set of Pokemon cards and I go to a card shop, they had to pay scalper prices just to get the cards in the first place. So now a $4 pack of cards has become a $15 pack of cards. That sentence alone is enough to make me want to vomit my insides out. A pack of cards for $15. That's insane. But that is what scalpers have done to this market. There's this general sense, and not to get overly political, but there's a general sense in many things in our society right now of like, there was kind of an unspoken rule of like, no, this isn't technically illegal, but you don't do this because it's wrong, right? Like,
right. We're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, like something being illegal shouldn't be the only reason not to do something.
Right.
And anybody who lives their lives based entirely on, like, it seems like this fella who did this podcasty thing that we listened to, that seems to be his way of thinking. Well, if it's not illegal, then it's not wrong. Legality is the only reason not to do something. We don't do bad things for the only reason to not do bad things is to avoid punishment. Otherwise, do all the bad things you want, because if you're not going to get punished for it, then why not do all the bad things? Because they're bad things, because they have a negative effect on society, because they hurt people, because they make things worse, because there's a better way to live your life than have your guiding principle be, fuck you, I got mine. And that's what this guy's guiding principle is.
Because they take joy away from children. And Walter Block, the author of this...
Walter Block.
Yeah, the author of this book, and he is a professor, as we said. He is a libertarian. He is an anarcho-capitalist. And where I lost the patience to really put any stock into what this guy has to say is he is of the belief that because animals cannot ask for rights and cannot promise to not infringe upon someone else's rights, that they inherently do not have any, which makes, in his mind, the torturing of animals, if they're your own property, because that is part of and I'm not claiming to be an expert on libertarian policy or politics. I am not. One of the things that I do know about it, though, is that the respect for property rights is paramount to their guiding principles, right? And if it's my property, I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. And you can't tell me what to do with it because it is mine. And they believe then, some, like Mr. Block, believe that because animals are property, and they don't have any rights, that if a person wanted to, and he does go on to say in other articles, because unlike this thing that he wrote that cited no sources or referenced any other scholarly work to back up his point, I did go do further research on this. And while he does go on to say that torturing animals and those sorts of things are wrong, and he does not believe that they should be done, he also does not believe that he can tell somebody that they can't do that because those animals are their property and they don't have any rights. And when that is if that's your baseline for where you're coming to make an argument about things in society, I believe that you are arguing in bad faith at that point. I do not believe you and I are having the same conversation any longer. And this was not a mic drop moment. If it was meant to be, this was a just childish excuse by someone who, if you are a professor and you have a doctorate and you are all of these things that Mr. Block is, I feel like you should have made a better argument, I think, is the diplomatic way that I will respond to that. I appreciate the effort. I do, in fact, appreciate the effort. I appreciate the knowledge and the insight that I have gained into Mr. Block and some of his followers. I learned things from this exercise. And as far as I'm concerned, honestly, truly, if I have learned something, it has not entirely been in vain. However, this isn't it. This wasn't it.
Right.
Scalpers provide nothing of value. Nothing.
Yeah. This did not change my mind in the least. I did my best to go in open-minded. I listened to the whole dang thing. I didn't do any further research.
I did. I listened to him talk. I downloaded additional podcasts. I listened to words come out of his mouth. I read more because that's what I do, right? I'm not going to be someone that is, because I understand the argument that against what I just said, right? Because the argument against what I just said is that the conversation was about scalpers, and you're talking about what he believes to be property rights vis-a-vis animals and their rights, and those two things have nothing to do with each other. I understand that is an argument that then could be made against me, because, yeah, I'll grant you that they have nothing to do with one another, and we're talking about one thing, and I am bringing something else into it. What I'm saying is that from a moral standpoint, if that is where you are, we're not going to agree on anything. You know,
and I'm saying that I listened to what this person put, what Richie Rich put in front of me. I listened to the whole 15, 20 minutes or half hour, however long it was. I disagreed with all of it. And I, regardless of the other things that this guy believes in, what he said during that stuff sounded just dumb. And it was all based on selfishness. And it didn't incorporate even a fathom of goodness. And therefore, to me, it has no value. So I still strongly believe that scalpers provide no real value, because all they're doing is taking somebody else's work and charging more for it. That's what they're doing. And you can make economic implications all you want, but I believe that everything works better with fewer middlemen like that. There is definitely a purpose for middlemans, like Stone Age Gamer is largely a middleman. There is a huge purpose to that. We provide convenience. We provide a one place to get various things that you might not know about. We find products from all sorts of different places, and we put them in a centralized location, and we handle returns and all that business. Like, there is we provide a service
not just to the customer, but also to the manufacturer as well, who is not interested in marketing and selling and refunding and shipping and all of those things with their product. They want to make the thing and get rid of them. There is a service that is provided that is beneficial to both customer and client, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, when we get the next shipment of X in at Stone Age Gamer, the price is not going to change based on how many people want them.
Yeah. And also, you are still able to get any things that we get this a lot of, like, oh, well, I could buy this same exact thing directly from the manufacturer for less. So why the fuck should I buy it from you? You fucking cheap asses trying to sell us your marked up bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm not really paraphrasing. We get that shit all the time.
I know, yeah.
Like, just the most rancid, like, people think we are the parasites of the parasites because we don't sell everything at cost. And we have employees.
Yeah.
It costs money to run a business. Yes, it is more expensive to buy things from us than it is to buy them direct from the manufacturer. But not much, and we provide different service. You can buy that thing and 4 other things from us that you can't buy directly from the manufacturer. And then you would be paying 4 different shipping fees if you wanted those 4 different things from those 4 different manufacturers. So maybe in the long run, it actually is cheaper to get stuff from us. I don't know. It depends on your situation, but we're never in a position to be like, no, don't buy it directly from them. Buy it from us instead. We're not here to try to put the people we buy these products from out of business. That's dumb.
They sell the products to you.
Exactly. We're not here to hurt anyone else. We're not trying to get over on anybody. There's nothing sinister about it. It's the same thing as freaking Target. You know, if you want to just shop directly from the Bisco, live the dream.
Right. Well, and the other issue around that as well is that because we sell, and I'm going to keep saying we because I got paid today. So next week it'll be back to you, but today it's we. Because we sell 8-bit do products, it doesn't mean that we got all the 8-bit do products and you can't get them from anywhere else.
Exactly. You are not being forced to buy them from us. You could go
at a higher
Amazon.
Price of whatever the fuck we want to charge.
Yeah,
that is not what is happening.
That's not scalping. Scalping is creating the scarcity. Scalping is like, I have this thing. There's X number of these things, so I'm going to buy all of them. And now nobody can have them but me. So if you want them, you gotta pay whatever price I want to get for them. And I'm going to jack as much out of this as I possibly can because I want money. I don't want people to have the product to enjoy the product. I had nothing to do with the product's creation. Therefore, I have zero pride in the product. The product is just there. Its only point in existing is to make me money with as little work as possible.
Right. Which was also an argument that Mr. Block made, is that scalping is a good opportunity for lower income people to be able to what other business, I think is how he put it, could they start with such low overhead and such low investment? Which is, I mean, if you honestly can't read between the lines in what he is saying, I would argue that you have not paid attention to enough history, would be my argument, and you should perhaps look at some other things.
Anyway, that's more than enough time to spend on this subject, I think.
Yeah.
Rich, we did it. We gave you the benefit of the doubt, and we've given you your time, and I do appreciate you putting forth the effort, but I do not feel that my ignorance has been alleviated. I don't believe that I'm ignorant on this subject. And
yeah.
But that's it. That's
I mean, look, thing. Everything you need to know about where the scalping market is right now is the fact that Ticketmaster, who controls and sets these outrageous prices for concerts, has a direct partnership with StubHub, a resale marketplace. Hello? Like, what are we doing? Like, how is this an argument that anyone tries to? It just doesn't make much sense to me. And I am very proud of us, Kris, because if we would have recorded this podcast on Tuesday, I believe which is when all of this came back, we might have got a talking to from Ryan.
But here we are. It's Halloween. It's 8/21. We've got a decent amount of week-old news. I don't have a lot to talk about in the checkpoint. So, I mean, what can we really talk about?
So, I think what I would like to broach
good word.
is, thank you, is the, I have a hard time playing scary games.
What is art?
What is why? I would like to broach the topic of why. And more particularly, Kris, what is your why? Why do you do this? Why do you no? I have a hard time with the idea of scary video games. And when I try to think back to games that legitimately scared me, really, there's not much, right? There are a couple things that stand out. The first time the zombie dog jumps through the window in Resident Evil, that was a jump scare. Was I scared, quote unquote? No, but
you were startled.
It was a very effective jump scare, right? And there are certain things of the first Fatal Frame that I found scary because there's a very unnatural kind of thing to it. But in general, I have a hard time being scared by a thing that I am doing, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm controlling the character here. I don't have to go in that room. I'm just not gonna, like, I'm doing the thing. So I have a hard time being scared by video games. And I suppose the question that I'm asking is, what kind of things do we think could be done to make these things legitimately scary? Or am I in the minority here, where people do get legitimately scared by a video game? I'm just curious as to your opinion on that, as somebody who does not like scary things. That is not an entertainment medium that you really search out, right? Like you haven't watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and Friday the 13th and Halloween. Like that wasn't your jam growing up. So
no, not so much. I don't really like being scared more than anything. It's not that I don't like being scared. It's that I hate jump scares. I hate being startled.
Okay.
It is one of my most hated things is jump scares. I despise being startled. So which is one of the reasons that I've typically avoided that kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't find those things particularly scary per se. Unsettling imagery, things like that are what scares me. But I think to the point that you were making about scary video games is, I guess it really all just depends on how you experience them. When you're talking about, I guess, older stuff, it's harder to. Well, it really depends on the what's the word that I'm looking for? Not the environment, the overall experience. Like, I remember we did the Petathon one year, and Jengus played through the was it Jengus or was somebody else playing through the PT demo?
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, that's scary, because it's not scary because, like you said, you're in control. Well, don't go in that room.
Right.
Well, if you're not going in that room, then you're not playing the game.
Right. You do. I recognize that you do have to go in that room at some point.
The thing that makes games, I think, and what can make games scarier in the first place is that you are in control. It's not like you're watching somebody do this thing and you're just sitting there like, don't do that thing. Please don't do that thing. Don't go in that room. There's a friggin' axe murderer over there. But like,
right. I know the axe murderer is in there. Yeah.
You are this person. You are in control, and so therefore you have the objective. Like, well, I know that there's probably somebody in there. There's something's going to happen in that room that's going to be dangerous, that's going to cause me harm, and it's going to scare me. But I also know that I need to do this because I have to save this person, or because it's my only way out, or because there's something potentially worse behind me, so I need to go this way to try to get away from, to get myself out of worse danger, kind of a thing. Like, the fact that you are in control in these video games, that you are the person that is making your character move these things, and you have kind of put yourself as a surrogate in those situations, you care about your in-game character's well-being. That's what can make that kind of stuff scary. Like, you don't want bad things to happen. I'm reminded of that Tomb Raider reboot where Lara Croft would consistently die just unfathomably grisly deaths.
Yeah, it was bad. And, like, I didn't want it to happen to her.
You don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
when you're playing something like
stabbed. Shit.
When you're playing Mortal Kombat, that's one thing. But when you're playing something like that, when you're playing a game and you're genuinely rooting for the protagonist, like, you know, when you're playing a horror game and the protagonist is a piece of shit or someone really annoying and you die, it's just like, well, that's not so bad.
Fuck 'em.
But when you're playing a game and, like, you're playing as a pretty cool character, or somebody interesting, or just generally something you care about, that's a different, that's a horse of a different color. You don't want that character to die. You don't want that character to experience something bad.
Right.
And it's, even to a way lesser extent, that's why I always choose the nice things to say in video games. Like, I'm never the asshole in video games when I have the choice of being like, yes, I'll help you, or go jump in a lake. I always choose the nice thing, just because I just want to be nice. I have no desire to not be. And I don't want to be mean to even these fictional characters, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is what it is. It's part of who I am.
I think that's a strong point to make, specifically about the narrative, right? And I think that's probably the issue I have with so many of, like, I love horror games, like, because I love video games, right? I certainly have my preferences. Because I like Sony so much, I apparently like third-person action games. That's the story-driven third-person action games. That's my thing. But even something like The Last of Us, right, which is a good game that I still haven't finished, I wouldn't go so far as to call that a horror game, because that's not the point of it, right? And the storytelling is so strong, it's really more of like a relationship story and all of that. And I think that's probably the thing that I find lacking in so many horror titles, is the narrative in and of itself is generally pretty weak. Right? It's through either the script or the master of unlocking. Like, the voice acting takes it down a peg or two. I think in order to be really scared, there has to be a stronger narrative than you find in most horror games. And I think, unfortunately, most horror titles become an exercise in gross. How gross can we make this? Right? And the story is often kind of fallen by the wayside. Although maybe I'm wrong. Right, I think of the ones like that I've enjoyed. Things like Silent Hill 2. Very, very strong on story. The Resident Evil games, even though I make fun of the, although I don't consider them horror games. No, I'm not even going to put that in there. The Fatal Frame, right? The Fatal Frame games have a very, in my opinion, strong story. Little Nightmares, I think, has a very strong, very compelling story to be a part of. But then I look at, like, some of the other, bigger, and they just seem to be gross, which is fine if that's what you're into.
Okay.
Like Splatterhouse. I'm not playing that for the story, is all I'm saying. Like, the story is not the focus there. That's an action game that happens to be gross. Like, I'm punching maggots and worms and crazy zombie dudes are puking up green fucking bile and whatever, you know. I suppose I suppose the game that I think is probably effectively scary without a strong story is probably like Doom 3, just because it's so fucking dark. It's so hard to see that like that game was kind of scary, but that was startling. Yeah. And like, honestly, if we're like thinking about it, being honest, the game that probably scared me more than anything was Alien Isolation. That is one of the more effective ones that doesn't have a big, heavy story, because the relative underpowered nature of the character versus the xenomorph means that there's just nothing you're just kind of fucked if you get spotted, right? Like you're just kind of done. Which was the same trick that they tried to pull in like Clock Tower, but like that game's on the PS1. It just looks silly. Just like look at those big polygonal scissors. You goofy scissorman. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I don't know. This is like, look, guys, we've been doing this for almost 11 years at this point. 12 years? I don't fucking know. We're out of shit for Halloween. There's not enough good scary games to talk about.
Well, one of my worst fears just came true.
What's that?
I realized So I was sitting here listening to you talk, and as I'm listening, I'm just kind of like, I'm next to my Nintendo Power Collection, and I grabbed an old issue. I grabbed issue 18 of Nintendo Power, and I'm flipping through, and towards the end of it, there's, on page 89, there's a little sidebar in Pack Watch that says Super Famicom. Not Famicom.
Oh,
Famicom.
shit.
And they're 2 screenshots of Super Mario World. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. Because I did my research to the best of...
I forgot to put these in the video.
Well, I just pulled up my part 4, and I'm not listening to it currently because I'm talking to you, but I'm looking at it, and what I remember is that this was Nintendo's first... I remember saying something to the effect of this issue 20, with Mega Man 3 on the cover, was their first unveiling of the Super Nintendo, the Super Famicom showcase, where they showed this, the first place I ever saw it, which was screenshots of Super Mario Brothers 4, Super Mario World, F-Zero, and Pilot Wings.
Mm-hmm.
But here are 2 screenshots from 2 issues before. So I am factually incorrect.
You fucking bastard.
Mario Brothers Retrospective Part 4, that Nintendo did not show off screenshots or anything before that. This was 2 issues prior, which is so weird to me. I don't remember that at all. And they misspelled Famicom in friggin' Nintendo Power. Super Famicom.
I feel like you're allowed to ignore it then. If they fucked it up, so you're allowed to as well.
Yeah, I just hate that it's... I mean, look, I've got a chance to fix this whenever I do
and you will.
The long form one where I put them all together. But still, I just hate knowing that I said something wrong. That I said something factually inaccurate. No matter how much I research these things, it's really difficult to go through everything. Like, this is a tiny little sidebar at the end of page 89 of this Nintendo Power issue. It's just this tiny little sidebar. And the next issue was the 4-player strategy guide. So, like, there wasn't an actual proper issue of the magazine after that. Volume 19 is the 4-player extra strategy guide issue, back when the strategy guides were numbered issues from Nintendo Power. So, like, what was on this page was because this page is actually pretty friggin' famous, which is hilarious to me. This page is actually famous because this is the page where Nintendo Power previewed Earthbound, the NES version of Earthbound, as released in Japan as Mother. That's what this page is known for. But right next to it's Earthbound for NES, SimCity for NES, Star Tropics, and then 2 screenshots of Super Mario World. And like SimCity, the unreleased SimCity and Earthbound, or that's why this page is famous now.
Right.
But there's Super Mario World right there. As far as I know, this is the first time that they showed this off. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to do something about that, which it just infuriates me. I spend so much time on these freaking videos, and
I feel like we should just end the podcast now on that revelation.
That's it,
and
that's
not just for tonight.
Like
forever.
That's the end of Stone Age Gamer. It's done. The whole business.
However, join us next week for Stone Age Gamer Volume 2, Episode 1.
Season 2.
That's right, Season 2, baby. We're jumping back in. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Double Dragon 3. The celebrity profile was Kadeem Hardison from A Different World.
Yeah.
The guy with the flip-up sunglasses.
Played Roger. Was that the character's name on A Different World?
Remember.
I think it was Roger.
I haven't seen that show since I was a kid. I just remember that dude had flip-up sunglasses, and I thought those were the coolest things in the world. Like, you could have sunglasses on just by flipping these things down.
Flipping them up, flipping them down.
This is ridiculous. This is amazing.
It's a trans-fucking-former. Is there any... And this will be the last horror-related question I ask, and then we can take a break, I guess. Is there any property that you think would make a good horror game that doesn't already exist?
How do you mean? Like a movie, a TV show, or a video game?
Movie, TV show, character.
That would make a good horror game?
Yes, that would be fitting in a horror game. That, like, maybe that's where that, like, I'm thinking, like, Ghost Rider. Does Ghost Rider need to be a horror game to be a good game? Right. I just saw my Ghost Rider Marvel Legend out of the corner of my eye.
I don't know that any game. I mean, it could be a game where you're trying to escape the wrath of Ghost Rider, but Ghost Rider is quite the power fantasy. So
right.
I don't know that being somebody so empowered as Ghost Rider could make for a good horror game, because what could be scary about being Ghost Rider except for the actual act of your face melting off
the fucking pen and stare. Yeah. I'm putting you on the spot. Is there a good
board game Mousetrap? Imagine being a small mouse with those, turn the crank, snap the plank.
That would be fucking horrific.
I don't know. I mean, the thing that comes to mind, that the property that has scared me, like unsettled me more than anything else, has always been The Legend of Zelda. There was so much in Zelda 2 that was so very unsettling, especially to little kid me.
Yeah.
There's just something about the way that game sounds and the monster designs that was very, very unsettling. Like when you get to that ruined town and the music is weirdly somber. There's a lot of shrill, like trills going on in the music. There's invisible eyeball monsters that are just constantly hitting you while this weird, sad music is playing. And gravestones everywhere, just unmarked graves. There's a lot of unknowables and stuff that's just generally unsettling about, and they're in this world that's not always unsettling. Like there is a colorful nature to a lot of this stuff. So when things get really weird and kind of dark and really uncomfortable, I think of things in Majora's Mask, for example, where there's just characters that exist in this state of discomfort that is almost played for laughs, but is also, if you think about it for more than a second, really unnerving. The Skulltula guy that's like half transformed into a Skulltula.
Yeah.
The pure body horror of that in Ocarina of Time, of like, or the guy that's like part Gibdo, I think that was in Majora's Mask. There he's like turned into one, but he's not quite there yet. The kid's trying to like, no, that's my dad, or something to that effect. Like Zelda is so capable of, because on the surface it's these bright, lush fields and bright colors and stuff, but it's capable of like this really unsettling darkness just underneath the surface, and not like, big scary Ganondorf kind of things. I mean, like just real horror and real sadness. Like that's my definition of horror, is the kind of stuff that just makes you feel powerless and makes you feel uncomfortable, of like, that's a really horrid thing that happened to this person. That's really, really unfortunate. Like, you know, you go into that, the what's it, the guy who's playing the Song of Storms, who lives in the windmill or whatever, and like, if you just try to think about what that guy's life actually is for more than a couple of seconds, like,
yeah, it's pretty fucking terrible.
Okay, but who is why is he doing this?
Yeah.
And why is he so upset? Who's the mask salesman? Like, what is going on there? Like, everything about God, Majora's Mask of the Skull Kid just being this horrid monster just because he's a lonely kid and he doesn't know any better. But this evil mask basically amplifies all of his negative traits and becomes a world-ending just magnet of destruction in that horrible, horrible face on that moon. The art direction on that is so unsettling. Like, not just like, ew, that's creepy, but like, man, when you really look at it, what is the expression on that face that is on that moon? Like, even in the creepy, blocky N64 graphics, there is a very specific and intentional look on that face of disgust and horror and anger, and it's just this personification of pure hate and rage coming down to destroy everything beautiful. Because Majora's Mask is ultimately a story about it's a story about like the connection and kindness of people, right? Like, what makes Majora's... I hate that game. I hate Majora's Mask. I don't think it's fun. But the things that it does right, especially in its narrative, and as horrible as these character designs are, is there's so much, family and togetherness, and it's about healing. It's about, like, there's so much wrong in these areas, and every place that you go to in that game is about solving some sort of, like, problem with a person, or it's about healing something. The whole game's about healing, which is why it's so interesting, even though I just don't think it's very fun. But as you're doing it, like, God, you get that shield that has that horrid face on it, and like you're just running around with this shield looks like someone's face was caught in it, and they're just screaming in pain the entire time, and that face is staring at you because the shield's on your back as this cute little kid running around, but you've got this horrible face just screaming at the screen the entire time while you're running around. Like, Zelda is capable of what I consider just the most unsettling horror because of its nature of being not something that is inherently horrible. There's beauty there. And when you have that contrast of bright, colorful, when you are capable of having that contrast, I think that's what makes it so much more effective. The contrast of light versus dark is what really makes, when you have a horror thing, like you have Castlevania and it's just spooky. Like when you have
spooky.
Like Resident Evil is just, it's a horror thing, right? Because it's all darkness. But like, when I think about the things that are effective, God, I think of the anime show Trigun, right? First half of that show is just him being a goofball, and you just think to yourself, is there something else going on behind there? And then there's this one episode where it just like 90-degree turns, like shit just got real, and now all of the comedy that happened before it was what made that so effective, right? Because you've experienced how good things can be, so when things go poorly, now you have the contrast. And I think that when horror just focuses on the dark, it has never really been all that effective to me, other than the gross out factor, because like, it doesn't really make me feel things or feel bad for things or make me want to root for or against anything in particular, because there isn't that contrast there. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but
no,
have I made a point?
You have.
Okay,
we got there. We got there.
Good.
Yeah. There's your fucking Halloween topic, you pricks. You asked for it. I mean, you didn't, but you expected it.
Because you demanded it.
That's right. Because you demanded it.
Well, before we take a break, I will also just say that we had a pretty nice conversation in the Discord earlier today. Sorry, I was putting the magazine back.
How dare you?
The magazine that made me so angry. We had a great conversation in the Discord about fitness, and just general health, and I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm evangelizing going to the gym or anything to that effect.
I do, and I'm pretty sick of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's fucking
awful. The whole point, and obviously, if you've been listening to the show long enough, you might even remember how it started. Like, the whole point was, I just want to do better, and it started with like, well, I can do 3 push-ups, so I'm gonna do 3 push-ups today.
That's right.
And then once 3 push-ups became easy, I moved it up to 4, right? That's when that's how it started. And the whole point was to just kind of take it as slow as I needed to make it just become a part of my life. And that's where I got, but it's different for everybody. I am extraordinarily lucky with my situation, that I can walk to the gym, that there's almost nobody else in it, that I have a friend who's there with me. That we encourage each other. She's in a weight loss competition with her husband right now, which I think is hysterical because both of them are in better shape than I am. But you know, I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
And I have that support structure of somebody to help convince me to exercise. And when she's not around, it's harder for me to go to the gym in the morning because, like, I have her to be accountable to, you know, and she has me to be accountable to. Like,
she's
your not going to be there.
Buddy.
Yeah. When she's not going to be there, she texts me. She's like, I'm not going to make it today. And I'm like, fuck you. You are going to make it today.
Whether I'm here or not.
Get your ass out of bed. And, you know, unless she has a good excuse, I'm going to call her out on it. And I expect her to do the same to me. But anyway, the point being that whatever you do, just try to do better than you did yesterday. That's the bottom line of any and all of it. Just try to do better than you did yesterday. And if we're going for better, not perfect. Yeah. I'm never going to be a fucking bodybuilder. Like, I'm never going to look half as good as most of the people that come into the gym. There was a new guy that showed up in the gym this week, and he was very handsome. I haven't seen him since, but he was there one day, and I was like, holy shit, that is a handsome young fella.
Do you think he came in and he was like, ugh, uggos, and like walked back out, and that's why he hasn't been back?
I assume that's what happens to most people. Like, I feel like most people come into the gym, and when I show up, they're just like, wow,
gross.
Okay, well, I'm going to go check out Attilas now.
If this is the type of fucking piece of shit that establishes or that visits your establishment.
Look, if I got to exercise near a Cybertruck or this guy, I'm taking a Cybertruck every time. Like, that's what I assume is going through the heads of just about everybody in there. No, there's like 4 or 5 other people in the gym at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and they're all just
because it's a fucking asshole hour to be up.
Yeah, well, it's when else can I do it?
I know.
That's the only time that I can break away, and it doesn't affect everything else around me, and that's what works for me. I'm a morning person.
I have been doing. I've just been counting calories. That's what I've been focusing on this month, because when I got finished with the chemo, I think I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, right? I got finished with the chemo, and I had lost a bunch of weight and was down to being, like 215, somewhere around there. And over the course of the last several months, I've put back on about 40 pounds, which is kind of like where my doctors wanted me to be. But that also meant I'm at like 250. And like, fuck that noise. That's just a lot. You know what I mean? Because that's got, like, I've always been a heavy dude. I wear it well, unfortunately.
I was gonna
for
say,
me,
you wear it way better than I do.
Like,
you're just a sexy bitch.
Thank you, and I do appreciate it. But it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been, I'm thick, right? I have the dad bod, and like, I don't look like a fat bitch, and as weird as it sounds, man, like, I sometimes wish I did. Because I feel like that'd be easier to identify the issue. You know what I mean? But like, when I'm talking to my oncologist, I'm like, dude, I've put like all this weight back on. He's like, you really don't look like it. I'm like, you're the fucking doctor. You're not supposed to say that shit to me. Like, don't fucking say it looks fine. Like, because it's not. I'm overweight. It's unhealthy. You know, so I was like, fuck it. I'm counting calories. You know, like, my hands are still fucked up. My feet are still fucked up. Like, exercising, lifting weights, I'm very limited in what I can do right now. I was like, but you know, what I can do is I can count calories for now. And I've set a goal of like 1,800 calories per day to be like in a somewhat calorie deficit. Average humans, you know, adult human, you're supposed to be around 2,000 calories a day. Let me shoot for like 1,800. And most days, because I am tracking it with an app, most days I end up being under that. And I'm down like 4 or 5 pounds in these like last 24 something days. Because I started October 1st. So these last 24 days, I'm down like 4 or 5 pounds without exercise, you know, and also like without really diet. Like, I wouldn't go so far as to say that like I can still eat anything, and I still am eating anything, but it's like I've got 1,800 calories to play with today. So if I want to have 2 peanut butter cups at the end of the day, well, that's 200 calories. So I'm down to 1,600 now, you know, like, and where it's really about like where are you putting your value in. And as I'm feeling a little bit better and getting used to this, then it's like, all right, I also signed up and I spent the fucking money on it. So I'm going to start it eventually. And I'm probably not going to talk about it until I'm feeling good about it. But the type of idiot that I am, I'm like, you know what? If I spend the money on DDP yoga, then I'm going to fucking do it. So I spent the money on the DDP yoga app, and I've got it for a little while, and I'm going to start doing that and really just try to take it a step at a time, right? And like you've been saying, and like we've been saying this whole time, right? Like, something is better than nothing, right? So I'm going to work on the calorie restriction's a harsh word, but watching the calories first. And then I'll add the like stretching and the light warm up, because the thing I'm having a hard time with is like giving myself the grace of like, hey, you still had cancer this year. Like, we're not talking about something that happened years ago. You know what I mean? Like, as of this year, I was still getting chemo. So, you know, trying to just give myself that grace to be like, all right, it's fine that I can't get up and run a marathon today. I mean, I fucking couldn't do it beforehand either, but not the point. You know, so just trying to go step at a time, and we're going for better, not perfect. You know?
Yeah. Well,
so
my gym anniversary is November 20th. That'll be my 1 year of going to the gym.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Coming up. All right.
And with that,
take ourselves
I'm going to go buy a
break.
shitty vest for my kid. Be right back.
Do that. When we come back, Dan will be the proud owner of a shitty vest, and we'll talk about week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around. Hi everyone, Kris here. Just wanted to send a blanket apology for a couple of things. Thing number one, we don't have any commercials this week. Dan didn't write any, I didn't write any. We didn't come up with any on the spot, so sorry I won't be doing any ridiculous voices this week, and neither will Dan. That's just the way that it is, the way the cookie crumbles. Second apology, I edited the show last week, and there were some sound effects and unnecessary music towards the beginning of the episode. They were things that there were channels I thought were muted, and they were not. And that just kind of slipped right on by me because, I don't know, lazy, I guess. That's all I got. Sorry for the lack of commercials this week. We'll try and get our act together next week. And thank you for listening. Now back to the show. All right, everybody. It appears that we're back. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah,
and
I think
front.
we're back. Yeah, back, front. From the front.
Back
to the back.
again. Guess who's back? Tell a friend. Guess who's
And with
back?
that, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. I'm going to go first this time.
Oh, okay.
Why not? I'm going to go
No.
first.
Do it.
I love going first. Rock Paper Shotgun reports even more Blizzard workers have voted to unionize, this time around 100 devs who worked on Hearthstone. Good for unions.
Is that why you wanted to go first? So
no,
you could say good for unions?
I wish I could say that it was, but no, I just did that on the spot. That just happened naturally. I feel good about that.
That was indeed something. Now, I mean, this is great, right? Like, more unions,
this is
man.
What you want, yeah.
Absolutely more unions.
Keep this
100%.
shit up, because that's the only way we fight unfettered greed and capitalism.
Yes. Boom. Suck it, Trebek. Time Extension reports that DOSBox Pure unleashed as a free standalone app available outside of RetroArch. So DOSBox is a as the name implies, MS-DOS emulator that has been very, very popular. It was developed originally in 2020 and has given you like all of the functionality that you would expect from a modern emulator for DOS games, which is really cool. There's a lot of really interesting old DOS stuff from back in the day. DOSBox Pure DPB. That's not any better. It's not any better at all. Being outside of RetroArch though is really cool. So like if you just want to focus on this, if you want a DOS machine, that it gives you just another tool to do fun, interesting, creative things with. And I think that's really neat and very cool.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Speaking of really neat and really cool, Lifehacker reports Steam's calendar view is a convenient and personalized way to track new games. I love this. It's a little calendar, and it's got all the new games coming up on it. And you can put, well, not all of them, because that would be impossible. There's a new Steam game every 14 seconds.
Yeah.
But you can kind of make your own calendar thing. This is just what I want in life. I want this for my Switch, honestly. This is exactly what I want.
That's why I put it in there. That's why I put it in there.
Is that why you put it in there?
Yes, I knew you would want this kind of thing though, because it's exactly what we've been talking about, and of course, Steam is the first one to do it, right? Like your wish list as a calendar, so I know, oh fuck, I forgot Katamari was coming out today, which indeed I did forget that Katamari was coming out today.
I just can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, I bought the monitor instead. So I wasn't gonna, but I had totally forgot until I, was looking for stories and whatnot. And I was like, oh shit, I think that's a really cool thing that Valve is doing, and I hope other companies kind of run with it.
As do I.
Yeah. So this one, I just kind of threw this on here just to see if it would generate any sort of discussion. We're certainly not going to go through all of them because it's a lot, man. But Nintendo Life has updated and published their top 100. Get to the top of the fucking screen, Mac. Not their top 100. Their 50 best NES games of all time. Right, Nintendo Life is a relatively respected website, and we kind of like what they do and where they kind of land on a lot of these things. So I just thought it would be interesting. I didn't look at this list until now.
I did. I've read this before. I didn't even realize you had this in Week Old News. I read this when this went up.
Oh, okay.
So I follow Nintendo Life. I read a lot of stuff on their site.
Yeah, no, I know you do.
I don't agree with a lot of it.
Well,
I guess I don't horribly disagree with it. I do respect that they did the thing that a lot of people don't do, which is every Mega Man game is its own entry, that kind of thing.
As well, it should be
6 friggin' Mega Man games, but
yeah,
so you're going to get a lot of Mega Mans in there. But I think that
2 and 3.
sense.
are a lot better than 1, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, but you know,
right?
there's a lot of little things here. Like, I don't think the Guardian Legend is a better game than Blaster Master. I think the Guardian Legend does a lot of things awesome. Guardian Legend is a fascinating game, but I think Blaster Master is a better game than that is. Mega Man.
I don't
6,
know if I agree with that. I don't know that I disagree, but I've never thought of it. I wonder. I would have to really have a think about that.
Yeah, I mean, they're right next to each other. They're similar in certain respects, but I think Blaster Master is the better game. I think Mega Man 6 is... I think I like 6 better than 5 in the Mega Man pantheon.
Yeah,
6,
I think I agree with that.
I don't think they're giving 6 the credit it deserves for the the alternate exits that it has. Whereas 5 doesn't have that. And they've got Zoda's Revenge higher than Star Tropics. Wait, no, I'm reading this backwards. Nope, I'm not. Yeah, they've got Zoda's Revenge all the way up at 30 and Star Tropics down at 38. And
I would disagree with that. Yeah.
I would honestly swap those two. I think Star Tropics 1 is overall, like, I get mechanically things about Zoda's Revenge work better than the original Star Tropics, like, you know, the ability to walk diagonally, but there's something about the grid controls in Star Tropics that help give it a bit of its personality, and its personality is really what sets Star Tropics apart in the first place. Star Tropics is a goofy ass game, and I think the first one has a bit more of its personality on its sleeve than the second one does. The second one's fantastic. I don't want anyone to think that I'm like poo-pooing Zoda's Revenge. It's a wonderful game and a very worthy sequel, but I do like the first one a bit better.
We're still talking about its place within the top 50 of over 600 North American releases, so that's pretty fucking good. Overall,
yeah, I mean, we've got DuckTales
pretty
2,
fucking good.
DuckTales 2 at 25. Yeah, all right. DuckTales 1 is at 15. They do make, in my humble... Like, Mega Man 4 is all the way up at 18. Mega Man 4 is probably one of my least favorite Mega Man games. So I don't love that one being that high, but they also make the cardinal mistake of putting 2 above 3, which is just factually incorrect.
Well, let's just drop real quick the top 10 for people that don't want to read, because that's why they're listening to this podcast.
Also, I think Batman's way too high. Just saying. Batman's 11. Batman's a wonderful game. I don't think Batman's the 11th best NES game. I think Blaster Master's a better game than Batman, but...
Ooh. We're gonna do this one day. One day we're gonna do this, but today is not that day. We're gonna give you Nintendo Life's top 10. At number 10, they've got Dragon Warrior 4. I do
I've never played it. I have no opinion.
I do love that for every game they put in parentheses NES on here. Like, yes, this is the top 50 NES games. Number 9, Castlevania 3, Draculia's Curse.
Love that guy.
Okay. Number 8, Kirby's Adventure.
Hell yeah.
Number 7, Contra. I mean, here
Probotector.
I feel like this may be controversial, maybe not. Number 6, the original Super Mario Brothers. Number 5, Punch Out featuring Mr. Dream. Number 4, Mega Man 3. Number 3, The Legend of Zelda. Number 2, and this I do agree with, Mega Man 2. And number 1, Super Mario Brothers 3. That is an interesting top 10. I don't agree.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it's I have some arguments. I do think Kirby's Adventure belongs in the top 10. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Is that a better game than the original Contra? I don't know. It's definitely a more complex game. There's a whole lot more game there than the original Contra. Super Mario Brothers being where it is, sure. I got no problems with that. I do think maybe Mario 2 deserves to be higher. Mario 2 is all the way down at number 22. which I don't think is giving that game its dues at all.
I don't think so either. I definitely disagree. I think Tetris at 23 is way too low. I think Dr. Mario at 24 is way too low.
Except Tetris is also number 14. They put in their Tetris by Tangen there.
And having them separate 14 is silly, I think.
Well, they are genuinely different games.
Silly. Yeah.
They are genuinely different games, but and I do prefer the NES one myself, just from a pure gameplay perspective. Tetris by Tangen has 2-player. The NES one does not. Right. But I do think the NES version belongs where it is. I don't know enough about the Dragon Warrior games, but they're pretty high up on this list. But like, Punch-Out, phenomenal game.
I don't know that I put Punch-Out in the top 10 though.
I definitely don't know that I put it in the top 5. And I love Punch-Out with all of my heart.
I adore Punch-Out.
It's one of the best games I've ever played, but like,
I don't know that it makes top 5.
I don't know that I think it's a better game than Super Mario Brothers. Maybe it is. I don't know.
This requires a lot of thought. DuckTales
it's
at 15,
list.
I think, is criminally low.
I respect the hell out of them for making this list. I definitely do.
It's a very tough list to make.
You're right, because there's also a lot of like personal thoughts in there. Like they're putting Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, up here at number 20, and I don't go back to play that game. I certainly don't go back to play Manhattan Project. They're solid games, but they were amazing at the time because that was your best option for playing beat 'em ups at home. But like, that doesn't necessarily make them intrinsically great games. Like, they're solid for what they are attempting to do, but beat 'em ups on NES just aren't as good as platformers on NES. And
they just aren't. Yeah,
to suggest
they just aren't.
To suggest that Turtles 2, the arcade game, is better than the original Ninja Gaiden, I just don't think that's accurate.
Not for nothing, Little Samson not being in the top 50, I think, is crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. That is a very good game.
It's a very good game. Like, it is not worth the money that people ask for it. That is due only to its rarity and all of that shit. It is a very good game. Here. Yeah. It is a very, very good game. And to not make the top 50 over, like, Mega Man 5, it's a weird list, but I respect, like you said, I respect the hell out of them for doing it.
Yeah. I mean, Duck Hunt at number 41.
Yeah.
Look, it's iconic, but Duck Hunt's not much of a game.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
There's really not much of a game there to play.
Yeah. It's a little
interesting list. Yeah. Weird. It's weird. Time Extension reports a Japanese exclusive Resident Evil mobile spin-off once considered lost to time has been preserved. This is the second week in a row we've seen the internet salvage a mobile game. What was the Ratchet and Clank one last week or whatever?
Yep.
I mean, I love that they're finding ways to salvage this stuff, because the mobile phone game market, especially the early stuff, is so wild.
It's a fucking crazy situation.
There's a whole ass
people just
official
did shit.
Horrible Castlevania mobile game.
Yeah. It's bad.
That's been preserved. It's not good at all. But it is a real ass original 2D Castlevania game that was made on mobile phones like way back in the day. And I can't remember the name of it, but you can play it. It exists online because people found a way to salvage it. Konami ain't never going to re-release that.
No.
But
no. And Resident Evil is such an iconic series, and what you really want to see, at least in my opinion with this kind of stuff, is that it's new enough to where we should not be talking about these games being lost to time already.
Right.
That's
we shouldn't
nuts.
have lost media from the last 20 years.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. And whether or not this is an important piece of gaming history, like all of that shit is obviously arguable and whatever. I'm just glad that we're not being so callous with the things that have recently been made. That makes me happy. You, sir, skipped over 8-Bit Do, or 8-Bit Do, announcing the NES 40 collection of peripherals. Now, the reason that I put this into week old news, one, if you were hoping to get the really, really cool looking Ultimate 2 Bluetooth 40th limited edition controller, you're too late. It's already sold out. But it was really cool looking. The dock was very reminiscent of the US Nintendo original front loader. The base looks like the top of it. The controller's black. It's got a bunch of dates on it. Important to it's just a good looking controller. And the Ultimate Bluetooth controller is a very solid controller. They've done really good stuff with that controller. The other limited edition things that you could get, one of them was the Retro Cube 2 Speaker N edition. It's a nice looking little desktop speaker. It's got red buttons as the speaker grills. It's got the Nintendo gray colorway. And then up on the top, it has a D-pad that I am going to assume, because I didn't actually look at it, and now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if that controls the volume. It would seem like it should, right? It doesn't say that it does. So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But it's a nice looking little retro speaker. The reason that I put this up here, and I need somebody who knows more about this shit, again, honestly, truly, I need somebody to explain this to me. The Retro 68 keyboard ships on in January of 2026. Doesn't actually have a date. I thought it did. It is a regular keyboard. It is not a 10 key. It also comes with the 8-bit B&A big ol' fucking buttons. If which we have, I believe we still have them in stock on the Stone Age Gamer website. This keyboard is compatible with Windows 10 and above, Android 9.0 and above, so I am automatically out. Now that I have a Mac, that means I can't get one of these. But here are the special features, Chris, and I don't know if you know anything about this, but I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to tell you the price. Okay. 68 keys, Kayla Box Ice Cream Pro Max switches, gasket mounts, hot swappable PCB, full aluminum build, RGB backlight, function key shortcuts, wireless programmable buttons, fast mapping on programmable buttons, no software needed. That's the special features. It's wireless, it's Bluetooth. You can also use it wired. Okay? This thing is $499 fucking dollars.
That sounds like a lot of dollars.
For a fucking keyboard? Now, I know that there is, a thing about switches. I don't care, because I just, that is just a world that I'm just uninterested in. And I don't say I don't care because that's a superiority, I'm being a dick kind of thing. I don't care because it doesn't interest me. But I know that people do care very much about particular switches and all of that stuff. What I just read makes this thing $500.
I really don't know.
Okay. If somebody listening does, please let me know, because the 8-Bit Do Retro 87 mechanical keyboard Xbox edition is $80. The original Nintendo colorway, that's not this 40th anniversary edition, is $80. Okay.
Also, not for nothing, it is my understanding that it is 8-Bit Do. And I say that because when I went to go visit the Stone Age Gamer store, they had these speakers from there. And when you turn them on, a little voice went, 8-Bit Do.
Okay, so it's 8-Bit Do. I always thought it was 8-bit do. We've had this conversation on the
some people look at it like,
before.
oh, it's like Nintendo, 8-bit do.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, so 8-bit do. That makes more sense to me. But yeah, so this is a $500 keyboard. That's why I brought it up. I would just like somebody to tell me why the fuck that is $500.
I do not have an answer for you, sir.
Okay.
Because I don't think a rational one exists.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anyways, Polygon reports Luigi's Mansion is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 for Halloween. Now all 3 Luigi's Mansion games are available on Switch. Well, technically Switch 2, because...
might actually play it. I've never played Luigi's Mansion. I think I might like it. Yeah,
it's lovely. I
think I might enjoy it.
Time. I've played 1 and 3. I've never played the second one, but I've played through 1 several times.
Weird.
3 was great. Well, 2 was only on the DS, and I just didn't want to play it handheld. 3DS, and I just didn't want to play it handheld. And then the HD version came out, and I never got it because I just didn't have the time and the money at the time. So I'm sure I'll play it eventually. But they're 1 and 3 are both genuinely great.
Yeah,
I very much enjoyed the first Luigi's Mansion. I played through it probably about 2-3 times since it came out, however many years ago. And Luigi's Mansion 3 was a blast, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, good stuff.
Well, all right then.
Just made me happy.
In the complete opposite of that, a story that makes me just very sad in my pants. GameSpot reports that EA and the NFL extend the deal for more Madden games. EA and the NFL have announced an expanded multi-year exclusive agreement that will see EA continue to make new Madden games for the foreseeable future. EA is claiming this to be somehow exclusivity wasn't enough. This is now the most comprehensive partnership that we have ever had. The deal covers simulation, that is specifically called out in the article, simulation NFL games, as well as new content and experiences for EA's college football series, along with new large-scale interactive experiences for football fans. The aim here is to give players the ability to play, watch, create, and connect. So what that says to me is that they're going to try to figure out how to get gambling into this. That's what I read.
More into this.
But like FanDuel, like sponsored fucking gambling.
Let's get it 100% in there. Also, the NFL, stop with this exclusivity bullshit. Football games used to be interesting because anybody could make them. And then Electronic Arts was like, that was the beginning of the end. That was the move, as far as I'm concerned. That was the move that started us down this whole path of ruining the games industry. It was what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
It was what we were talking about before, about there's certain unspoken rules, right? It's not illegal, but you just don't do this. And they were like, fuck the norms. We're going to buy football. The concept of football. Nobody else can do this anymore because we got beat at our own game. But what they don't have is all the money that we have. So if we can't win on our laurels, if we can't win on making a better game, then we'll be the only game in town, fuckers. And it's been decades. And the NFL is still just totally fine with it. Because the NFL doesn't give a fuck about making quality product. The NFL gives a fuck about how much money can we make. How much can... Oh, you've got the money? You fine. Pay for it. Doesn't fucking matter. It's not good for football. It's not good for video games. It's not good for anybody except Electronic Arts. And look where they are now. It's all getting worse. It just keeps inching closer and closer and closer to the end. But the attitude is again, well, fuck you. I got mine. Yeah. But it's bad for everything around it, and everything keeps getting worse around it because everyone is just motivated by greed. Do something that's better for everyone that makes you some money, or even a fuckload of money.
Right,
but not
a fuckload is a good amount.
A fuckload is a great amount of money.
And even with all of that said, as of this writing... for this past week, reporting up to October 4th of 2025, among the best-selling games of 2025, Madden NFL 2026 ranks at number 7. Is the 7th best-selling game this year. Followed by The Show 25, which does not include digital sales on Nintendo or Xbox platforms, so it's probably higher than Madden, because that does include all of them.
Yeah, probably is. And you know what?
Yeah.
People continue to buy Madden for the same reason they always have. It's the only way that they can get a new football game.
That's right.
It's not better for everybody. People aren't excited to buy it as much. Remember the excitement around it every year?
Oh,
there used to be
I
genuine
used to be
excitement about
one of those
the
people.
new football game. Every year there was genuine excitement around it. And now it's like, all right, new Madden's coming out. I got to get it because I got to have the new football game. But
I've actually wanted to get it because I'm actually excited about the Giants this year, and I haven't been excited about my football team in 10 years. So, but I don't want to get Madden.
But it's
I
your
want
only
to
option.
get something different.
I want there to be something different. I loved that competition. That was such a fun. It was just such a fun thing to be around. You know, or the new wrestling games. I don't give a shit about wrestling, but you better believe I'd read about them because I wanted to know what was the best thing for my customers at the time. What's the game? What's the better game and why? The new football games, the new hockey games. Sports games were so interesting every year because somebody was always trying something. Somebody was always like, all right, who's going to dethrone Madden this time? Who's going to knock EA off their pedestal? And when Sega finally did it, EA was just like, well, fuck you. We're not playing anymore.
That's right.
Took their ball and went home like a bunch of fucking babies. Hate that shit.
I want Joe Montana's Sports Talk Football 2026. That's what I want.
I want Dan Ryan's Sports Talk Football.
Oh, I'd be so good at it. Holy fucking shit! Did you see what just happened?
Sports commentators.
Son of a bitch! You're not supposed to hit him that hard. Fuck!
Oh yeah. Oh,
throw him a flag.
We should totally be sports commentators. We would be great at it.
Here come the fucking zebras, bunch of cunts. I mean, you can just come to my house on a Sunday. That's what you'll get. It's not great, but it is funny.
Time Extension reports, feature, quote, "This is where the game truly begins. The secret weapon behind Nintendo's most iconic box art." This is a really fascinating interview that I haven't fully made it through yet, but they were interviewing, what's the guy's name? Tim Gervin, Gervin, I think is how you pronounce that. He was this, art director, marketing guy behind, the NES's overall, house style. They're different box arts that all kind of sort of matched each other, and that blue space with the red bar across the top. That was this guy and his team, and it's a really, really interesting interview about how they came up with this, why this stuff works, and it really does. It still holds up. It's still such great iconic packaging. But why was the NES Legend of Zelda this gold thing instead of where the Japanese one was really detailed? And there was a good reason for that. That was a damn good box. The Game Boy, with the weird silhouette kind of designs and stuff. Oh god, I love all that classic box art. Nintendo has typically had such great designs, and this is a really, really fascinating article. It's not news. I just say you should read it. It's on Time Extension. It's a very, very interesting article. All right, is it time to start shitting on Xbox? Because I tried to group these together.
GameStop reports that Phil Spencer says some shit that doesn't actually fucking mean anything. Phil Spencer, that's not their actual headline, but it really should have been. Phil Spencer admits that Xbox hasn't always protected its creative teams, but doing so is very, quote, important.
Do as I say, but not as I do.
Phil Spencer was speaking with Double Fine head Tim Schafer, an Xbox-owned studio. I'm just going to read some of his quotes here. "The creativity of the teams is, in my mind, the most important thing and the thing that we need to protect and foster. Spencer said. Not long after saying this, Spencer noted that Xbox hasn't always safeguarded the creative talent behind its biggest and best games. The sentiment was expressed in the context of internet criticism, but Spencer still admitted that Xbox, and maybe the whole media industry, doesn't protect its workers when it should. I think it's the most brave thing a team can do, whether you're making a movie or a television show, to go and put something out for the internet to evaluate, judge, and comment on, Spencer said. Sometimes I scratch my head on why anybody wants to go do that, because the internet's not always a nice place for the discourse around things that have been created, but nurturing and protecting creative teams that want to go take risks. We don't always succeed at that, but I think it is kind of the root of any media industry, the creative nugget. And then you read the next part of the article where they say, in January 2024, Microsoft laid off 1,900 people. A year later, in May 2025, the company laid off 7,000 people. In July 2025, Xbox had additional layoffs, canceled a bunch of games, closed a bunch of studios, and then announced that they had reached a $4 trillion valuation. So, I think, again, Phil Spencer has fucking gaslighted everybody into thinking he's somehow a good dude because he wears Hexen t-shirts. And he sucks.
GameSpot reports Microsoft CEO makes 480 times as much as the median company worker, a growing gap. Satya Nadella's total pay for the latest fiscal year has been revealed, and the gap between his pay and what the median worker makes is growing. The executive earned a total of $96.5 million for the year. That's up 22% from the previous year and represents his highest ever annual pay. It's a massive multiple over what the median Microsoft worker makes, with the median worker taking home around $200,000. Do you know what I would give to make $200,000 a year?
I know.
$200K a year? That's a pretty sweet salary.
Yeah. But when you then
I would argue that you don't really need a whole lot more than $200,000 a year. But $96.5 million in a year?
Yeah.
What did you do to earn that? The answer is nothing.
Right.
The executive's pay details... The executive's pay details are coming to light as the company faces scrutiny over its recent Xbox decisions, including layoffs, game cancellations, studio closures, price hikes, and increasing profit margin mandates. The company as a whole has faced ongoing criticism as well due to its slate of mass layoffs, partnership with Israel, and investments in AI, among other things. Yeah!
Ugh.
Oh god, it gets even grosser.
It's absurd.
Just this whole article, it just gets worse the more you go about like how much of it is, because like I think their base salary is $2.5 million, but then the rest of it comes like bonuses and stock awards, and it's like, oh god, this is so gross. There is so much wrong in this world that money could fix. No person needs that much money, especially not for making the lives around everyone around them worse. Fucking CEOs. Christ almighty.
IGN reports that after releasing a $1,000 handheld, Microsoft has said its next-gen Xbox console is going to be a very premium, very high-end, curated experience.
Good for you.
I just... They have promised next-level performance, cutting-edge graphics, breakthrough gameplay, and unmatched compatibility, and said everything it's working on will be fully compatible with users' existing Xbox game library. Great! All of that's awesome. However, when you then go on to see this next part of it, the next-gen console is going to be a very premium, very high-end curated experience, Xbox President Sarah Bond said. You're starting to see some of the thinking we have in this handheld, the ROG Xbox Ally, but I don't want to give it all away. So that is, of course, referencing this latest ROG Ally, the Xbox Ally X, because we didn't say X enough times in that, which costs $1,000 fucking dollars. Gross. I mean,
I seriously remember it wasn't that long ago that Nintendo had lost the fucking plot with a $500 Switch 2. And then a $500 Switch 2 and $90 games. And then Microsoft's just like, fucking amateurs. You think that's greed? You think that's greed? Check this shit out. Oh boy.
I mean, what a time to be alive. People can't afford fucking food or healthcare, but we're now announcing a very premium, very high-end curated experience. What the fuck does that mean? It doesn't fucking mean anything. It doesn't. The current Xboxes are having price like we've talked about this. The Series X with the disk drive is $650. The 2 terabyte Series X is $800 fucking dollars. It's already $800 for a thing that came out 6 fucking years ago. If I will be shocked if the next Xbox is less than $1,000. Shocked. That's where they're heading.
Oh yeah.
If the ROG Ally X is $1,000, I just can't imagine a world where the next Xbox console is less than $1,000. And
the ROG Ally Series X. It's gonna be too.
Sorry. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
The ROG Ally X 361.
It's like a circle and a little bit. Because, man, I'll tell you what, at $500 Switch 2's looking pretty fucking good.
It sure is.
And, like, if a PlayStation 6 can come in at, like, $600, $700, that's still way too much fucking money. But if it is significantly cheaper than
by
whatever...
comparison.
Like, just, man, what a read the fucking room, guys. Maybe don't announce this shit right now. I don't know.
Which Games Radar reports seemingly determined to make Xbox less appealing and affordable in every way. Microsoft reportedly raises the price of dev kits to $2,000 fuck-mothering dollars.
Jesus Christ.
Man. So not only is it going to be more expensive to get an Xbox, it's going to be more expensive to make games for Xbox. Wow. Just all... Like, we are seeing the results of unfettered greed unfolding before our very eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just price everyone except for the filthy rich out of video games entirely. If you want to play the latest and greatest, Microsoft games, you're going to have to either be independently wealthy or give up probably more than you should for video games.
Yeah.
Just watching the industry price its customers out of itself, like, it's hard to look at this and not think that we're headed for some sort of crash.
I was just gonna say, like, we're at an inflection point, man. Like,
we are. I mean, the Switch 2, I think the Switch 2 is the absolute max. Like, I think the Switch 2's pricing is nuts. I think the Switch 2 definitely should have been cheaper. But but it's selling like hotcakes. It's doing incredibly well.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the max. That's got to be as high as that can go and still be massively, like, widespread successful. I just don't see.
I don't know, man,
how it's possible for something more expensive than that to be as widespread successful as these companies want them to be. And I think Sony is where we're really going to see the test of this, because Microsoft has already been dwindling considerably.
Yeah.
Like their market share is, for the last 2 generations, has been far behind Sony. And we know that Game Pass is not a sustainable thing. That's already been proven. So we're going to be watching that crash and burn over the next handful of years, unless some serious changes happen to it. But I don't know. I don't like where a lot of this is going right now. The video game industry is very difficult to be rooting for. That's why I love when I'm seeing stories about unions happening.
Yeah,
but
for sure,
boy, it's hard to root for. It's hard to root for anybody right now.
Well, it's hard to root for any of the major studios.
Yeah,
or not even the
indie
studios. That's not fair, because then you see shit like Silksong. It's $20, man. It's $20 fucking dollars.
They're in a unique position to be able to do that.
They are, but not everything needs to be, as we've said so many fucking times, as Astrobot proved, not everything needs to be the biggest fucking craziest thing. Like, God damn it.
The new Katamari game's $40. I can't.
Yeah.
The new Katamari game's $40. I can't afford to drop $40 on a new Katamari game right now, as much as I want to. I desperately want to play the new Katamari game, but I don't have $40 to throw at it right now, which is why I suspect that thousands upon thousands of dollars for video game systems and $90, $80, $90 games can't be the norm going forward, or the industry's not going to be able to sustain itself.
Yeah. I just don't see how it can. I do know that Tiff and I have this conversation all the time of like when we're looking to make a purchase or whatever, because she is very down about the current status of the world and whatnot.
It's hard not to be.
It's very hard not to be. But her kind of thought when we're looking at some of these big purchases, right? Like when I got the Mac Mini a couple weeks ago, I'd saved up money for it and all of that stuff. And I was like, we really could use this for XYZ. And she looked at me and she was like, but what's the point? Right? Like the world is on fucking fire and you're working and you're doing this thing and you've got 2 jobs technically, and you take care of your family. What's the point of doing all of this if you can't then get the thing you want? And I think a lot of people are not only in that situation, but also take it further of like, this is my only escape, this is all I got, so I got to pay it regardless.
Yeah. I mean, look, I need a new washer and dryer. I would very much like to fix my refrigerator. I've been monitoring my air conditioning and heating very, very seriously.
Yeah.
Because of those huge bills that I got over the summer. We're just making changes. We're making cuts everywhere that we can. And, there are games out that I really want to buy and play right now. But I know that I only have X amount of dollars that I could even consider spending on that, especially as the year comes to an end. And I'm not missing Metroid Prime 4. So that's the game I'm going to get for the rest of the year. I'm going to get Prime 4, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what Karen's employment situation is going to be like in a couple of weeks. Who the hell knows?
If the government does not open back up, I mean, that directly, this is not a political commentary. If the government stays shut down, you are fucked.
Pretty much, yeah. She finds a new job.
Just...
But she's not the only one looking for new work right now.
Exactly,
I don't know if you know this, but looking for new jobs right now isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world. So
certainly not jobs that pay a salary commensurate with what you currently get.
Indeed. And she does not get paid extraordinarily well. Let me tell you that for free. She is neither of us make a lot of money.
I have to leave my $250,000 job and get a $238,000 job. Like, that's not what we're talking about here.
That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a fraction of that.
Yeah.
And that's just our primary jobs. We both have side hustles. multiple side hustles, because that's the way we've got it. That's the way it's got to be right now in order to give our kids the life that I think they deserve.
Yeah.
Anywho's.
Well, the last, I'm just going to move this up. The last Xbox story, Chris. Did I take the last one? Did I say the last thing? I don't remember. I'm just reading it. Shut up. Because it was announced today. Polygon announces today that Halo will be heading to the PlayStation 5 with Halo Combat Evolved Remake. It was announced during the Halo World Championship live stream that Halo Studios will be bringing Campaign Evolved, an Unreal Engine 5 remake of the first game's campaign, slated to launch in 2026 on the PlayStation 5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X.
Again, I gotta wonder why the fuck they're avoiding the Switch with Halo, because that just seems like where a lot of people want to be playing these Halo games.
Also, why are we just doing the campaign? As signaled by the name, Campaign Evolved will not feature PvP multiplayer, as its focus is on the campaign. It'll support split screen, two-player. It'll support split screen, two-player local co-op, as well as four-player online co-op. Most notably, it'll support full crossplay and cross progression. All of that is fucking great. Gameplay is being changed in ways that are more aligned with the later entries in the series. Master Chief can pick up and use weapons that he couldn't in the first one, like the energy sword. Blah, 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 blah. Who fucking cares? Why are you putting this game out without multiplayer? Like, please don't buy this. Please don't buy this. As excited as you might be for Halo on the PlayStation, please don't buy this. They should be doing better. Fuck Microsoft. I think is where I come at with that. I am so angry at Microsoft right now. I am so disgusted with Microsoft right now. I just Anyway.
Speaking of disgusted, GameSpot reports PUBG publisher invests $70 million to become, quote, AI first company. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yep.
God damn it.
I'm not even reading anymore. Just fuck you.
Because following with that, Time Extension reports that you wouldn't see Street Fighter or Tekken putting this garbage out. The Mortal Kombat art book is accused. I mean, accused is fucking... I mean...
That's being pretty generous.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat is caught in their art book using AI upscaling or shitty artists.
I mean, I don't see how any artist could intentionally do this. Like, this has to be AI. Because this stuff is horrid.
It's bad. Yeah. It's real fucking bad.
I mean, I didn't know this book existed, but like, seriously, I'm gobsmacked by this. This is really upsetting because I didn't know there was a classic Mortal Kombat art book.
Right. There's not.
Yeah, right.
As far as I'm concerned, there is not one. And they have the fucking nerve to charge $45 goddamn dollars for this book. That when I'm telling you, I am looking at a smoothed out picture of Sub-Zero with like a paw up, and this is like the fucking Mortal Kombat 2 Sub-Zero, and his mask is like poking him in his eye. Like, it's just, the fuck are we doing, man? And you sent it out like this.
The nose around it looks like it's made of metal. Like it's clearly
bad.
AI nonsense. The look of the classic Mortal Kombat games is so important. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are we cutting corners in an art book? Holy shit. Huh.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing. I'm so,
it really
so
is.
sad by this.
It really is. And we, look, AI is coming. It's here. It's coming. It's not fucking going away. It's not. Like, we can rail against it all we fucking want, but there are uses for AI. As we were talking earlier, I just got a tech bonus at work. They gave us an allotment, so I bought the AirPod Pro 3s. And the reason I did that is because I work with a lot of people that speak different languages, and the trying to communicate is very, very difficult. So I took the money. The AirPod Pro 3s cost me about $25 after the allotment that I was given. And I bought them specifically for the AI translation feature, so I could better understand the people I work with. That's what AI should be for. I should be able to pop these things in my ear like a fucking Babel fish and go to a different country and be okay because it's translating shit. That's what fucking Star Trek told me was going to happen. That's what we should be pushing AI towards. Not fucking up how Sub-Zero looks in the art book. Jesus Christ. Fucking retrace it, you dick. What's wrong with you?
Just put the PNGs in there. Like,
that's fine too.
Because that's what they were.
It
was pixelated. If you don't just have those photographs that were pixelated in the first place anymore, then just put the pixelated ones in there. What are you doing? Oh, they have the nerve to call this flawless victory.
It's something. Flawless it ain't, though, I'll tell you that.
Is absolutely tragic.
Oof.
That's heartbreaking.
Big woof.
Bad beans.
All right. Well, end us with the feel-good story of the week.
IGN reports Mario will finally make his Thanksgiving Day parade debut with 40th anniversary balloon. Wahoo! Indeed. I'm very excited. I love the Thanksgiving Day parade. We watch it every year in our house.
I do too. It's great.
Musical numbers, the floats. Great. I love that there's a Super Saiyan Blue Goku balloon that's been there for a couple of years. Pikachu's been there for a while. Sonic's been there for a while. But
it's weird that Sonic has been there for a while and Mario hasn't.
Oh, it's about goddamn time, and I'm really, really excited about it. I love that parade. I love Thanksgiving. I love fall. I love everything after Halloween.
Me too.
Not a huge Halloween guy. I'm all about fall in general, and then
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, yep. Thanksgiving is the preamble to Christmas, and then that's where I'm at, and I'm excited. It's gonna be Mario there. That's so wonderful.
It's become, to me anyway, more important as time goes on. Of like, because there's a lot of corporate bullshit involved with the parade as well. But for the most part, I can ignore all of it and just watch a bunch of fucking teenagers who I don't know who the fuck they are sing Christmas standards. And I could see some marching bands
from high schools all over the country. Bits from Broadway musicals that I'll never be able to afford to see because Broadway musicals are insanely expensive.
It's fucking great, you know? And it just reminds me of a simpler time when and I know I sound fucking old when I say shit like that, but when we could all just come together and be like, this is fucking stupid and we're all in on it.
Yeah.
We're all in it together. And I wonder if Santa Claus... Oh, there's Santa Claus! Holy shit, he actually showed up! Son of a bitch! He's fucking here, that fat fuck! I'm so excited.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to close out week old news, and we're going to close out this segment. We're going to take ourselves another break, and when we come back, we're going to do a quick checkpoint. I don't have a whole lot else to say.
No, I don't either.
Late, so you're listening to the Strange Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. you enjoy the Stone Age Gamer podcast and other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network? Do you wish you could listen to them sooner than the regular unwashed masses? Do you wish you could contribute in some way? Well, then you should check out the Geekade Patreon. Yes, the Geekade Patreon is a wonderful and very much appreciated way for you to help us pay the bills and keep our shows running week after week. As a Geekade patron, you'll get a monthly podcast topic schedule and early access to nearly every show on the Geekade Podcast Network, as well as access to a patron-exclusive monthly show called DC's Amazing Movie Time from the creators of the Weekend Rental podcast. So head on over to patreon.com/geekade and become a loved and appreciated member of the Geekade Patreon team and get early access to shows like the Stone Age Gamer podcast, this week's episode, Turning Tracks, and a whole lot more. See you there.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans. All right, everybody, we are back, and it is time for the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where Dan and I talk about what's been going on in our lives, and yeah, it's been a week. It's been an interesting week. I had my second therapy session. That big like Amazon outage thing.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
That wasn't great, and that made my therapy session difficult because we couldn't actually get on our Zoom call or whatever kind of call. Like we couldn't make the internet work, so we wound up just doing it over the phone. But you know, it's going. Therapy's weird. Doing it the sessions a month apart. So much happened in this last month,
Right.
that it was. I felt like the entire session was just me playing catch up. So even though I can't really afford it, I scheduled it for 2 weeks instead of a month for my next appointment because I just feel like I got to be making some. I really got to start making some progress, and I feel like it's important to keep doing it. That I think I'm capable of getting something out of it, but I just think I need more of it. So, but yeah, that was the beginning of the week, and then the week just kind of continued on. And my main mission was to get the newest Mario video done. Right, that was the Mario Archaeology 9 was like my mission for this week. I thought this was going to be done weeks and weeks ago, but some other video stuff came up, and this was just a hard one to get excited about. It's all new Super Mario Brothers stuff for the most part. It's Super Mario All-Stars for Wii, which is just fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Super Mario 3D Land, which is awesome. Like Super Mario 3D Land, I'd love to talk about that. But like New Super Mario Brothers Me, which turned into New Super Mario Brothers U, and New Super Mario Brothers 2, which is just so boring. It's just the biggest nothing burger of a Mario game. It was really hard to get excited to really get through and make that video happen. And I finally slogged through New Super Mario Brothers 2 and then got to the sadness, which is New Super Mario Brothers U, because that game was actually kind of interesting. But by that point, the damage had been done. The New Super Mario Brothers series had just been this known quantity. Like we had New Super Mario Brothers, which was, hey, look, it's a New Super Mario Brothers game. That's cool. Oh, New Super Mario Brothers Wii is that game again. Okay, but hey, it's on TV and it's multiplayer. That's kind of cool, and it sold like 80 bajillion copies. But then we got New Super Mario Brothers 2, and 3 months later, New Super Mario Brothers U, and it was just it's the same art. It's the same. It's so similar and so samey and just lacking in that imagination that the Mario series used to be known for. It's just such a sad time in Mario history.
Yeah.
Convincing myself to, really dive into that history and talk about that stuff was just kind of demoralizing a little bit, but I got through it. I think the video is pretty good. When I watched it before, scheduling it to go up this Saturday, I, sat down and watched through the whole thing. I was like, yeah, this is pretty interesting. It goes by nice and quick. I did a good job. I'm very proud of it.
Good.
But my video ripping program, like that, YouTube went through this like major change. I'm sure you've noticed it if you've watched YouTube at all on any of your devices, but like all the buttons are different. And that meant that my video ripping program had to play catch up, like, cause they changed something about the way it works on the back end. So I couldn't rip YouTube videos. So I wound up using like free programs online, but I'm trying to get footage of New Super Mario Brothers U on my regular program, the 4K Video Downloader Plus. A couple of seconds, downloading one chapter on the online web browser based ones is like 40 minutes. So like all my progress was just ground to a halt right at the last game. I just needed to get through New Super Mario Brothers U, and like everything just ground to a halt for like a day and a half while they came up with the update. But they cranked that thing out as fast as they could. I love this program, 4K Video Downloader Plus. It's great for ripping YouTube content. But yeah, the Mario video is done, and I'm excited about making the next one. I'm going to give myself a break before I get started on scripting it, because I'm so tired to do any sort of creative writing right now. But the next one's going to be Mario 3D World, which is outstanding. Mario Odyssey, Mario Maker, Mario Run. Like, Mario Run's probably the least interesting part of it, because that's technically a new Super Mario Brothers game. It uses the same art and whatnot, but it's still kind of interesting because it's the first mobile Mario game. Like, there's a lot to be excited for in the next one, so I think that's going to go over pretty well. But I've been kind of sort of sick today.
That's awesome.
I've been fighting off some sickness all week long, and today really just kind of got the better of me. I'm looking forward to going to bed. I need tomorrow to be restful, but also I have a bunch of shit to do because Karen's working South Jersey Geek Fest tomorrow, so she's going to be gone pretty much all day, which means I got to get the laundry and the grocery shopping done, because Sunday is Ellie's cheer competition, and I'm very excited for that because their cheer routine looks super fucking good. Apparently there's stuff I haven't seen yet. Like, because they do the halftime shows at all the football games that they go to. Yeah. It's basically their routine, but they hold a bunch of stuff back because the other teams will see what they're doing and then copy it, because there's competition going on, and then they got to keep it a secret. Yeah. So they we've
all seen the documentary Bring It On.
Exactly. So tonight, I'm very upset that I missed it. Tonight they were at practice, and we got a message right when we were starting. You and I were starting tonight, that if we wanted to come to the gym and see the cheer routine, we could right before pickup, but it was like 7:45, so there's no way I was going to be able to get out there and do that. But Karen went to go see it, and she was like, "Yeah, there's a couple of really cool things that you haven't seen that they pulled off." So I'm like, "Oh god, they've got a real good chance, right?" I think
that's
our
awesome.
biggest competition for the last year or two. I think so. She's been doing this, I think, for 3 years now. The first year they won. The second year, I think the first and second year they won, and then last year they got trounced.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Well, the thing about last year was that a lot of girls just weren't there. Like, practices all season long, there was at least one or two girls out every practice. Like, oh, we got other plans. Oh, we've got other things to do. And I'm just like, look, I understand it's cheer, but it's like, it's also a thing that you signed up for. And if you're going to sign up for a thing, you got to be there for it, because this is a routine, and they build these things around having these people there. And if there isn't X number of people to do the stunts, then the stunts are no longer safe, which means they can't do them and they have to change them. And you signed up to be on a team, so fucking put your big girl panties on and get out there and be on the fucking team. Well, they did that this year. There were so fewer absentees this year. Like, all the girls were almost always there, and they have a pretty good routine, and the competition hasn't been super impressive. Like, I know everybody holds stuff back for actual competition,
Sure.
But at all these games, we've been watching the other halftime shows, and like our biggest competition, I think, is usually like Linwood or EHT, and I think we got both of them beat. Like, EHT had some more complicated maneuvers in their routine, but they were nowhere near as tight as we were, right? Like, It's just like when you're grading things at the Olympics, right? You get more points for doing more complex things, but you also have to be able to pull those things off. And
right.
They really dropped the ball on a lot of their simple stuff. Like, they were not nearly as in sync as we were. Boy, I'm really talking about cheerleading a lot, aren't I?
Whatever. It's okay. It's important, man. It's your kid.
I'm so excited about it because these cheer competitions are so fun. We all get into the stands and we all like just jump and scream. I had when I dropped off Ellie before practice tonight. I was waiting in the hall because they had to like sign these waivers for the competition, and I stayed behind so that I could just sign it there and give it right back. And one of the other parents came up to me and was like, "You're pretty awesome at all you deserve like MVP dad, because at all the games, I'm standing up and cheering with them. Like, I'm making a big fat ass of myself." There's one cheer in particular where like they say, at least they say stomp your feet, and then they do this like auga thing. And every single time I stand up and I yell auga and I do this dumbass dance, and the looks on their faces, like all the girls, at least the ones that I know and half the ones that I don't, they're always like smiling at me. And like, I'm the only one in the audience that's doing it. I'm the only one that's doing it.
That's
and
so
I don't give
dumb.
a shit. It's so dumb. Nobody cares how cool you are. Be there for your kids. Let's have fun. Like, they're literally cheering at us like, "Hey, you, get up out of your chair and clap and stuff." And like me and Karen and my friend Erica, and that's pretty much it. We're all clapping along and doing this shit, and none of the other parents are doing shit. Like, they're just sitting there watching. Like, come on, man. Let's have some fun. So
if
the
you're
cheer
here,
competitions, though,
you might as well.
It might as well.
Like,
but it changes at the competitions.
So
like, for some reason, at the games, it's one thing. The competitions, it's usually way more intense. Like, a lot more of the parents really get into this stuff because they're not doing the silly cheers. They're doing a big ass routine.
Yeah.
But like the last couple of years, we'd be sitting there and like somebody would be banging like a cowbell or something, just making lots of noise. And I'd be like, "Man, we should do something like that." Well, this year I remembered I was sitting down here and I was like, "Hold on a second." I ran into the garage. I went to my old drum kit bag, and I was like, "I know I own a cowbell somewhere." Yes, I pulled out this fucking cowbell, and I'm like, "I am bringing the cowbell and a drumstick. I'm gonna make so much fucking noise during this cheer competition. I'm so excited."
That's awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
She's gonna be thrilled, and then I'm gonna do this stupid Halloween costume thing where I'm gonna shave my beard like a jackass and nobody's going to look at me. Not that they do currently, but I feel like I'm going to be real unpalatable soon. So that's going to be fun.
I'm going to be real fucking unpalatable. You fuckers don't even know.
I'm going to be single soon. I'm going to be out in the street, sleeping in the van.
Such is life. It happens.
Yeah. This is a load-bearing beard.
Mine too. Mine too.
I got two more things, and then it's all you. Thing number one. I had moved my desk recently. I think I'm going to move it again.
Thank God. We've all been talking about it. We have our own separate private Discord thread about your desk placement.
Just about the layout.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Whenever I have the opportunity to, I'd like to try to work upstairs in the living room because there's a window. I love my basement, but I don't love being in a basement all day. I just don't. Yeah. I love being able to look out a window. But I do have two windows in my basement. And one of the reasons I've never tried moving my desk over to that other corner before where that one window is, because it's also right next to the air conditioner.
Right.
The AC and the heat. But I feel like while we're recording, I can just turn it off. Like, it's a couple hours at night. I don't think it's going to affect the overall temperature in the house that dramatically if it's off for that little bit of time while recording. and then I'm sitting underneath a window, and like it's where my drum kit is right now. But if I can get my desk to fit in that area, then I can have this window to look out, and I feel like it'll do wonders for my mental state, because I just love looking outside, love being near a window.
Yeah, it's so weird, like how important that kind of shit is.
It is. Like, I'd think being in this corner just surrounded by video games and unnatural light would be perfect for me. But I've discovered, well, not really discovered, I've been reacquainted with the fact that I really like the outdoors and I really like the sky.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that's become very important to me. Whereas always been important to me and I just never really noticed it before. But it's just being down here in a basement underground all day, every day. It takes its toll. And
it does, man. Like that fucking cabin fever shit, man. When you can't like see outside, it's weird. You know,
trees, I like clouds, I like the sky. And obviously, like, there are things that I need my computer to do. So, like, there's a lot of work I can do on my laptop upstairs. It's less efficient on my laptop, but I can still do it. And then I get to be upstairs, and I'll sit on the couch, and I'll open up all the window shades and the curtains and just look outside, and Hopper will hang up there with me and bark at everything that moves outside. It's great. But I really want to at least try to get my desk over there so I can have access to a window while I'm working. So maybe that'll help with my my mental state. And the only other thing that's really worth talking about is over the last, I'd say, month or two, I have been reacquainting myself with music. I've been, trying to sit behind my drum kit and play like once a week. And I've been trying to play guitar every day. I've never been a very good guitar player, but I like playing guitar and I like singing. And so I've just been practicing guitar. And then I had this notion of trying to do something a little bit more ambitious. And it's going okay. I'm only on day 2, so I'm trying not to be too harsh on myself.
Right.
I will never, ever have the talent to play classical guitar. I just won't.
Right.
But I might be able to pull off faking it. So I have been attempting... I have been attempting to practice to learn a very simple but a very beautiful song, the song Undertale from Undertale, to play a simplified classical guitar version of it. And it's going sort of okay. Like I said, I'm 2 days into it, but yesterday and today, I spent a good 10 minutes or so just practicing the beginning riff, and it runs so counter to every piece of the way my brain works. Like, that's one of the reasons that I've never really even attempted to do classical guitar, because the very basics of more
the
complex
finger picking
guitar,
and
it doesn't work with my brain, because my brain is like bottom string, lower notes. The notes get higher the higher you go, and the same thing with the frets. The higher the frets, the higher the notes go. But classical guitar involves utilizing everything those strings can do. So you'll be playing a lower note on a higher string often, and that does not math in my brain. I can't make that work. So I just have to break it down mathematically and be like, this finger is doing this, and this finger's doing this, and this is going to play the bass line, but I can't just have my thumb playing the bass line, because it's going to conflict with what my other fingers are doing. So I need to math it out exactly what's going when and learn the pattern, similar to the way I do drums, but I just have to try and force myself to turn off that part of my brain that says, this is what this next note is. It's got to be higher than this, but it's not higher than this. It's open on this other string. And it's like, very complicated. Which, for an actual good guitar player, playing this Undertale song would probably be, you'd probably master it in a week.
Dude, I am not a good guitar player.
But you're a better guitar player than I am.
I am a decent songwriter. I have never considered myself a good guitar player.
I'm a drummer. I hit things with sticks. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That maths. Stick, beat it. Hit it. Hit
Stick,
it hard.
smack. Yeah.
But I'm trying. I'm going to keep doing it every day. I'm going to put the fucking work in, and sometime within the next 6 months, I'm going to be able to play Undertale classical guitar style.
That's awesome.
My mission.
I fully support it.
I'm getting close to. I'm at this really uncomfortable point with guitar calluses because it's been a couple of weeks and they're not proper calluses. They're just kind of like really dry, painful things.
Yeah,
like fingertips.
I remember.
Yeah, bad times, but it's worth it. It's just. I don't know. I've just been doing a lot of reconnecting with my own musical thing. I don't know. Talent's not the right word, but my own love of playing music, and it's just for me. I'm not playing it for anybody. Although I do have to say that once I master Undertale, like once I get to the point where I can play at least a chunk of it, I'm gonna play it for John, and he's gonna he's gonna be like, holy shit. And I know this because John was down here. I can't remember. It was last week sometime. He was down here, and I hadn't done my guitar practice yet, so I just did, no pick, just my fingers, lightly practicing the things that I've been practicing. And like, I was doing it for a few minutes, just kind of quietly behind him while I was watching some dipshits on YouTube do whatever. And then
come on, bro.
He paused the video and he was like, "That's really good." I was like, "Thanks, buddy." He's like, are you like playing something in particular? Or are you just like showing off your skills? I'm like, no, these are songs that I wrote. Like, I'm not just improvising this. These are things that I wrote. And he's like, you wrote that? Like, yeah, that's cool. So that made me feel great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's kind of came, I want to say since, I guess we're at the end of October. This really started in August. And it was towards the end of August. Something came up where I was listening to a bunch of Chocolat, and that just kind of jumped back into my head. And then, of course, September 23rd rolled around. So I was like, old One Pedaled Bike, my old band and our album, and just kind of reminding me of the songs that I wrote. And it's just kind of been floating around my head since. And then again, just on this weird road of self-improvement and kind of remembering who I am and doing the things that bring me joy whenever I can. And also, stressing myself the fuck out because all the November sales are happening really soon. And there's a lot of work to do. Next week is going to be a lot of working. But I think we've got at least Turquoise Friday figured out and most of Magenta. But yeah, we've got work ahead of us. Next week is going to be a fucking. So I'm glad next week is your week for
the blog.
For the blog. And I might even tell Ryan, like, I don't know if a video is getting made next week, my friend. I am all, and I don't think he's going to care because it's all about the November sales. November is just that month, where it's all the build up to Black Friday, and we're in okay shape. I think it's going to happen. A lot of it's on my shoulders this year for the first time, which freaks me out because I have yet to successfully do it without making some sort of massive fuck up. But I did get a coupon code made for this weekend, and I got through it without making any big mistakes. So, that's one little thing.
You want to give the coupon code out now? It won't make any difference to anybody, but
yeah, it's going to be dead by the time it gets out there. But it's a Gargus.
Gargus, see?
From Killer Instinct, yeah.
That's right.
A Gargus code, Gargos.
Yeah. So everybody on the super special tier, of the
use
Patreon,
the Gargus code, get $5 off orders of $50.
But
also, just remember that there's big sales coming up soon.
Big.
November, huge. Every week there's going to be, lots of cool stuff on the way. Some cool bundle deals like systems. I think we're doing we're giving away. I probably shouldn't say that. I probably shouldn't say what we're giving away there.
No,
I know we've got a
yet.
Big N64 giveaway right now. That's already live. That went live last week, or more than last week. We're doing a spooky N64. That thing's really cool. We've got over 1,500 entries for that too, which is awesome. It's like some of the most entries we've ever had for a giveaway. So
yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah,
we're
getting a lot of eyeballs on our stuff. Yeah, crushing it.
Getting a lot of eyeballs on our balls.
Yeah. So what's new with you, huh?
Oh, fucking not much, man. I haven't really played a ton of shit this week. Just to be just perfectly honest, I just haven't been in the mood. Like I said earlier, in the show, I've just been so fucking angry this week, and just kind of in my own head, you know. However, I was gifted, one of our listeners, Anthony, very generously gifted me a game that I have not started yet. And the reason I haven't started yet is because I was waiting for payday, which is today as we are recording, to get my new monitor, because as we discussed, boy does the Mac Mini make my old 720p monitor look just like a fucking piece of shit. So I ordered the new monitor. It should be here tomorrow. And I am going to officially jump into, and made me so happy because there is a Mac OS version, which is nice. Steam gives you a little toggle that you can click where you can specifically see just the Mac OS games, the native Mac OS clients that are available for the games that you own in your library. But Anthony generously gifted me No Man's Sky. And I was like, fuck, ooh. I do not want to play that on a shitty old monitor. I want my new gorgeous monitor, and I am going to jump into No Man's Sky this weekend. I am genuinely very, very excited about it. That is a game that I've just had my eye on for years, and I know how much better it's gotten, and I legitimately cannot wait to get into it. So I thanked him a bunch privately, but I will also do so publicly. I very, very much appreciate it. It was very awesome, and I will have thoughts on that next week. But yeah, like honestly, for the most part, this week has just been pretty quiet. I've been doing some more drawing on my iPad because last week we finally were able to get out and do a little birthday celebration with the extended family. And one of the things that my aunt got me, I never know whether to say aunt or aunt. I always say aunt, but so many people around me say aunt now that I find myself like slipping into it. Do you say aunt or aunt?
Aunt.
Aunt? Yeah, I always say aunt too. Anyway, one of the things my aunts got for me for my birthday.
I am anti-aunt.
Anti-aunt. Very nice. Was a screen protector for the iPad. And it is a paper feel screen protector. Because I've in attempting to make the transition to like digital art, one of the things that I've had a really hard time with, I have like a knockoff Apple Pencil, like it's a Belkin or whatever, and I think I've never used an official Apple Pencil, but I think it does the job just fine. And drawing on the iPad screen, though, it's very slippery. It's just it wasn't going the way that I wanted it to. And I was like, you know what? Let me try. Like, I've seen these screen protectors. They're just little magnetic things. They don't stay on there the whole time. But they have like, it's like a paper feel is how it's described. And I got it over the weekend. We went out on Sunday, and they gave me my gifts, and it was very exciting. And the screen protector was in there, and I got home and threw it on the iPad, and it just made a world of difference. It really does feel like sketching on a piece of paper. It's fucking weird to have that feeling, that like very familiar. I've been drawing on paper, obviously, for 45 fucking years. Well, I probably wasn't drawing when I first came out of the womb, but for as long as I could hold a pencil, I've been doodling and sketching and all of those things. So to now have that very familiar sensation digitally is really fucking weird. But it's been a big improvement. So I've spent a lot more time with that this week, just trying to sort of create in that space. And we finished The Shining, me and Penn, which is just one of my favorite movies of all time. I fucking love The Shining. And she was like, I think it's kind of bullshit that I've never seen The Shining. I was like, well, let's fucking fix that, man. And watching it, unfortunately, on HBO Max was not the best way to do it, because like I'm a fucking size queen about it. I want to watch it in the highest quality possible. Our neighborhood, our friendly neighborhood streaming service does not offer anything higher than 1080p. And I could go on HBO Max and I could watch it in 4K. And I've got this big fucking 4K set. So that's what I'm going to do. But that also means I'm going to be watching it with commercials. And God, I'm getting fucking sick and tired of that. Like, it's really what has pushed me back towards physical media, of a limitation of a streaming service to a lower quality signal, and the fact that even though I pay for these services, there's still fucking commercials in the middle of my shit. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm just gonna go buy the damn things from now on. You know? But it's great. Like, Penn loved The Shining. I was like, fuck, you think this is good? You should read the fucking book, because it's very, very different. They do Kubrick did a bunch of reimagining with The Shining. I still think it's brilliant, but the book is also brilliant. I started reading that again this week too, because it's been, God, probably 20 years since I've read The Shining. Tomorrow we're going to sit down and watch the Treehouse of Horror episode with The Shining in it, because they've seen it, like, they've seen bits and pieces of it before, but they didn't have the context to understand it, and now at least Penn does. So, like, I'm pretty excited about that. I can't get fucking Roddy to watch anything. He's like, nah, fuck it. Like, all right, dude, that's fine, I guess. Don't be a part of your family, you dick. And I put a little bit of more time into Hollow Knight Silksong this week, but with the pressure change and the temperature dropping as much as it did this week, because it's been relatively consistent, but last weekend it was in the 80s, and then on Monday it was in the 60s. My hands were like, "Nah, eat a dick, sir. We're gonna fucking cramp up at any time possible." So trying to play like the precision platforming of the what the fuck section am I in Silksong? The fucking cog. Oh, what's it called? It was really fucking hard. I was really goddamn frustrated. There's a bunch of like platforming in like a clock tower kind of section, but it's like the cog work something or other. I can't remember right now. But it was like frustrating because I just couldn't get my fucking hands to do what I wanted them to do. I was like, all right, I'll take a break from this. I'm angry at the world. Let's watch The Shining. Let's watch fucking Jack Nicholson go crazy for a little bit.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. Just give me the bat, Wendy. I'm not going to hurt you. Just going to bash your fucking brains in. Bash them right the fuck in. That's kind of how I felt this week. It's just, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. So, you know,
good times for all.
Yeah, good times for all. Next week will be better. Maybe.
I hope so.
Maybe the Giants will beat the Eagles again. And that goes a long way. Like Sunday, it was like birthday at Hibachi. I fucking love it. It's great. I got cool shit from my relatives. That was fucking awesome. And then I went home and somehow the Giants had a 33-point lead that they blew with 5 minutes left. They lost the fucking kid. They were winning. They shouldn't have been, but they were. And I just ruined my whole week.
Speaking of birthday, real quick before we close out the show, I got two things. One really weird thing that happened to me that, one of these cosmic weird things that I don't really know what to make of. Wednesday was Karen's birthday, and she wanted to get dinner from this Chinese food place that's near us called Mito. It's very good. I had this really good pork ramen thing. It was great.
Nice.
Wednesday morning, I'm at the gym, and a lot of times when I finish working out, I will go into the sauna and I'll write in my journal.
Yeah.
I was writing in my journal, and I could not tell you why, but there was a girl I went to high school with named Crystal. She just popped into my head. It's like, I wonder what Crystal's up to today. I wonder what she's up to these days. What's going on with her? That's weird. I haven't thought about that girl in a long time. Last time I saw her was at my friend's funeral. I want to say 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I've seen her once or twice since then at some sort of gathering, but this girl has not been a part of my regular life in decades. But she just popped into my head randomly that morning. Very weird. So when I go to pick up our food from Mito, she's there with her kid.
That's creepy.
What the fuck? It was
That's
great
weird.
to see her. She was really happy to see me. I haven't seen her kid since she was a baby. So that was weird. But I don't know. That was a weird cosmic thing that happened.
That's fun.
I don't really know. I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
She was
just file it away.
Yeah. Just it's ridiculous that we never see each other anymore. The last time we saw each other was at a funeral. That's so weird. I'm like, you know what? We're adults. We should see each other sometime. We could do that.
Yeah, that's a thing we can do.
Yeah, I got a car and everything.
Yeah, I got a car and everything.
The other thing that I want to mention is on our episode 588, Naked to the Invisible Eye, posted on YouTube. User Skint Eastwood posted, God damn, I haven't posted in a while. Well, my back is buggered to say the least, so I have only listened via podcast app and not sat at PC. Anyway, I'll touch both your penises. I know damn well Dan would like that. It's how I roll. Good to have you back, Skint Eastwood. I'm sorry you fucked up your back. I hope it's feeling better.
That's right. Bring it the fuck on.
Thanks for commenting, and I just wanted to give you a call out on the show. You're
That's
awesome.
right. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing.
Hell yeah. And with that is the end of the show. It's 10:30. I need my rest. Tomorrow is going to be a butt fucking of a day. So join us next time for the SAG Cartoon Express. It's that Dragon's Lair episode. So I haven't watched it yet. I'm excited. I'm sure it's going to be perfectly mediocre. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be great. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but that's what we're doing. Yeah. SAG Cartoon Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Cartoons are coming.
And we officially now are starting the countdown. You are listening to episode 590, and we're 10 away, Kris. 10 weeks away.
That's the other reason for the move of the desk, because I moved the desk in the first place because I needed a backdrop. But I'm not thrilled with the backdrop, like the way it worked out as far as this corner. But if I move to the other corner, then the whole basement is the backdrop. And that's what I want. I feel like that'll make a much better looking backdrop for live shows. But yes, we're going to start doing a video podcast in about 10 weeks, theoretically.
Theoretically, episode 600. Fucking hold on to your dicks.
Because we'll be holding on to ours.
Because we'll be holding on to ours. And if you don't have a dick, find one to grab. Consensually. Grab your tits or your dicks and let's fucking go.
We're on most social media platforms. And if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes.
If you want to hold our dicks, we're not very difficult to find.
You'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, stoneagegamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick.
And you can shake a dick at. That's right. I hope you I think it's pretty obvious, but I want all the listeners to know that Kris is trying really hard not to say dick in all of the things that he's reading right now.
We'd like to get early access to this show's episodes.
To our dicks. That's what he was thinking.
Podcast Network. Check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons and their various appendages are loved and appreciated.
With our dicks.
Show's theme Squared Roots was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all of his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel.
That's
also
right.
in the show notes.
Does Ollie know you can learn all about his wonderful dick and more?
Finally, as always, we'd like to
we
thank
might have
our
a new
intrepid
show
editor,
farm
Evan,
soon.
for making this show listenable for all you folks. Not this week again. He's out of town.
That's right.
I would like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That's it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.